What's up, y'all? Salute, 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 salute. What up, GP? What's going on, y'all? Who in the building? Where y'all at? Where y'all at and who in the building? I just got a computer. I'm waiting on this desk. Once I get this desk, we can really get to school, y'all. We can really get to school and get some stuff moving. I don't even know how to set the computer up. It came and I was excited, but I don't even know how to do. I don't even know how to do nothing on it. So, uh, once I hook it up, I got this desk on the way. We could get to work. Today, I just want to talk about, guarding your energy from emotional vampires, Debbie Downers, negative Nancy's. You know what I'm saying? And the importance of that, not just as far as like romantic relationships, but friends, family. You know what I'm saying? The ones you could avoid. You know, when you have people like that at work, there's not really much you could do about it. You know what I'm saying? If you have a child that has this kind of energy, there's not much you can do about it. But the ones you can protect yourself against, you must at all costs, especially if you're trying to manifest good things in your life. Listening on your way to work, all right, that's what's up. That's what's up. And that's what, you know what I'm saying, this live is going to really be about. Debbie Downers, negative Nancy's, emotional vampires, and why you should deny all access to people like that. Well, one of the main things is outside of the emotionally draining part of it, negative Nancy's and Debbie Downers, people who are pessimistic, people who glass half empty type of people. That one of the main reasons is, let's just take the energetic side out of it and let's just look at the physicality of it, what it does physically, right, on a physical realm. Whenever things are tend to be, not going the way you want them to go, right? You say you have a plan to do something, you want to open up a business and stuff, right? Now you are sometimes some of us, you may already have a little bit of fears, a little bit of doubt. You may be apprehensive, right? And because this person is close to you, whatever your relationship is, and you share these ideas with the person, they're, oh, you shouldn't do that. You got a decent job right now. They're gonna give you all the things you already had in the back of your mind, all the things you trying to tuck away so you could push forward and do what you trying to do. They start to highlight those things. So now they're heightening your fears or your apprehension. And not to say some of the stuff they not saying does not make sense, but they're gonna heighten, whatever you're trying to block out to do what you have to do. And that's when that's when it's negative, because you already like, man, I already got this job security. I dislike my job. I really don't want to do this job no more. I really want to do YouTube, or I really want to braid hair. I really want to be a beautician, or my passion is working with kids, so I want to open up this daycare center. Or my passion is cooking, and I want to cook. And here they come. I don't know why you're gonna do that. You got a check coming every week. Then you're gonna have to balance the books. You're gonna have to pay people, and people don't like to eat like that anyway. Your food is good, but then they give you all, and then you sink right back into it. You sink right back into it. You know what I'm saying? You need people that's gonna feel how you feel. Like, go ahead and do that. That's what you should do. I love the way you cook. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, take a leap of faith. You got some money saved up, and see how it works. If it don't work out, I could come get you where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Or can you go on a leave of absence and then try your hand at your talent and see if it works for you? Those are the type of people you need. That's the type of people you need, because what they do is, these emotional vampires, these Debbie Downers, is they're gonna keep you in a certain state, And real emotional vampires, they want you to be down because they gotta have somebody to point the finger at. Or if they don't have no drive and ambitions to do nothing opposed to them wanting you to do better than them, or them loving you for who you are and accepting you for who you are with your entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying, ambitions, or you might be a gambler or a risk taker, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna keep you back there with them. They're gonna keep you back there with them, man. And that's just the physicality of it. We're not getting into the fact that they're already spiritually sick. We ain't getting into the fact that they may have a spirit of laziness. You know what I'm saying? Or a huge spirit of fear. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they don't want nothing. You know what I'm saying? Forget about all of that. We just talking about what it'll do to your mind because you already apprehensive. You know what I mean? And that's just a financial thing, even in relationships. You know, you might meet somebody and the guy might be all right or the girl might be all right. There might be one little thing, and you go consort with your friend or your partner or whoever this person may be, and here they come. That one little thing, it's a little thing like he or she got children, and it's a little child. I was all my kids are out the home. He or she has a little 4-year-old. The baby mom or the baby father still active, and here come the friend. Oh no, I wouldn't. And then you don't want to be like, well, you were just in a relationship. That child was under 10 years old. In your mind, you think that, but you already have an apprehension. This is probably one of the things that you really don't like to do, but you really like the person. And then you go just to, hoping that they'll push you. And that's another thing we do too. We know what some of these people gonna say, and we go right over there. Well, what you think? Don't do it. Nah, bro, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, what you got going on? You know what I'm saying? But it's not their fault. You know who they are, so you know what you're going to ask for. When I used to go through it when I was with my ex, and I used to go through it with her, man, I didn't really have nobody. I only got one friend, and I'm not saying everybody else was negative either. I ain't talking about the negative Nancy's and the Debbie Downers. What I used to do was I had one friend, this one person in my life that I asked anything, because this person is the most non-judgmental person that I know. And it's hard to find people like that. And it's a male friend, and this male friend never cheats on it since I known him. He got a girlfriend. He don't cheat on his girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Even when we was in the streets and I was doing horrible things, he was never with none of the horrible things. Whatever it was, if we had to lie or omit something to get a couple dollars, he didn't want no parts in it. His morals and values was super duper 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 high, right? So this is the friend that I asked, because I know he's all, and what he tends to do, I do it now, but he kind of always did it. He always puts himself in the shoes of the other person. So he'd be like, well, bro, you can't say that because maybe she's looking at it like this, this, and this, and then I'll step back and then I'll look. So this type of friend, I would always ask stuff. But I had female cousins and people that I wanted to ask, but I'm like, I'm not going to ask them because they ain't going to have nothing good to say. And then plus, you know how it is when you're going to get back with somebody or you're going to be with them anyway. You don't want to air out your laundry and say what y'all going through, because the minute y'all get back together, now they going to know all y'all business. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be careful, man. We got to be careful, because some people are just there to say something negative. Some people don't want to see you happy. Some people don't want to see you succeed. You know what I mean? And they may genuinely have their best form of love for you. It don't mean that they don't love you. I tell people that all the time. It's not that somebody doesn't love you. That's how they love. They only can love to this capacity. Love is a frequency, and it could be a low frequency or it could be a super high frequency. The level ain't from 1 to 10. You can't. Love's levels is not from 1 to 10. Just like light ain't from 1 to 10. Light and dark, right? Love and hate or love and fear. This is not a 1 to 10 scale. This scale could be from 1 to 1 trillion. The different levels of love and light. There's levels. You know what I'm saying? So that person might be the best that they could love you, but they just a negative Nancy and a Debbie Downer. They can't help it. They cannot help it. You know what I'm saying? I was telling y'all the other day when it was snowing, When it snowed up north, we had a big snowstorm all winter. It snowed. You know what I'm saying? And for me being in prison a lot, I loved it. I loved it. I didn't have no little baby children. My youngest child is 15, so I didn't have like no real little children to go play in the snow with and stuff like that. That's probably the only thing kept me out the snow, y'all, because I ain't had no little babies to play in the snow with, right? But I loved it, and I had this one person, Debbie Downer, negative Nancy on 10,000, all winter, all winter. Oh, it's snowing again. Oh, I can't believe it's snowing. All this snow. Complaint the entire time. And then after the snowstorm, we had a snowstorm, y'all. I mean, a blizzard. If anybody remember in the Northeast, after the blizzard came, like the day it was a blizzard, the very next day, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I had totaled my car during the snowstorm. I totaled my car during the snowstorm, right? So when I totaled my car, I had this friend pick me up and shoot me around while I had things to do, right? We get in the car. They put the visor down. The sun was shining bright. It was nice. Windows down. Sun was shining. Oh my God, the sun is shining too bright. I said, you know, it could very well have been snowing again today, right? You know it could have snowed again today. What do you mean? You was just complaining all winter about how much it was snowing. It's just a blizzard, and it was a blizzard, the big one. I'm like, it was just a blizzard. Now the sun is out shining bright today. You already got shades on. Pull the shade down with shades on. It's like, oh, the sun is too bright today. I can't make this up, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, the next day it rained. Y'all know we've been having weird weather. The very next day, y'all, it was a snowstorm one day. The next day, the sun was shining. It probably was about like 58 or something. Like, it was decent. It wasn't too cold. It wasn't that bad. The next day, it rained. Call a friend, come get me. They come get me. Oh, it's raining. I said, what do you want it to be? Maybe the sun didn't come out today. Maybe the sun heard you yesterday saying that it was too bright. Maybe the sun saw you put the visor on and put your shades on, and maybe, you know, the universe heard you, so the universe said, okay, I'm gonna take the sun away from you today. I'm gonna put a bunch of clouds, and they're just gonna happen to be rain clouds, but the sun ain't gonna be shining in your eyes like it was yesterday. And maybe that's why it's raining. Oh, you just always got something to know. I'm just showing you how 3 days we had 3 different drastic changes in the weather, and you complained about every single one. And I wasn't, you know, gloating or being like, you know, acting like I have it all figured out, but none of them affected me because it's the weather. The weather gonna do what the weather gonna do. I don't mind the snow. I haven't seen a snowstorm in a long time. And I thought about, you know, my nephews and the little babies who never seen this much snow. That's the first thing I do. I wonder what the little babies is thinking. You know what I'm saying? My 15-year-old, I was like, you see all the snow? She's like, yeah. You know, they don't care. Teenagers don't care. But, you know, I didn't have a baby, so I'm like, man, I wonder what the babies is doing. Like, you know, the 5-year-old, 8-year-old kids who never seen this much snow. The snow is about as tall as them. So I'm thinking about all the kids or children who didn't get a chance to see all this snow. Then the next day, it was beautiful. The snow's out, the sun's out, it's shining all over the snow, it's all bright out. Beautiful day. Problem with that, the day it rained, I actually love rainy days. Me personally, I love rainy days. I love rainy days. The only days I really don't tolerate is when it's real hot and I'm stuck outside somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm driving, I got the AC on. If I'm in the house, I got the AC on. But I'm not a heat guy. I know I could talk all this love and light, sun. I know we need the sun, y'all. Don't get at me, my conscious brothers and sisters. I know we need the sun. And I don't mind it sometimes. But when it gets smoldering hot and heat and you can't do nothing about it and you stuck outside somewhere, that's the only time you might hear me go, man, it's too hot. You know what I'm saying? It's too hot. But Debbie Downer. And this is a person I consider a friend. You know, we opposites and stuff like that. Very educated with worldly things and history, and that's our connection. You know, this person loves the same type of shows I love to watch. Very, 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 very knowledgeable as far as worldly things go, but sees nothing, absolutely positively nothing but the worst in everything, man. In everything. And this is a person I have in drabs. This is why I want to explain. I didn't have a vehicle, you know what I'm saying? So I needed some things done, and this was the only person that I knew would come at the drop of a hat. That's a good thing about this person. Very loyal, good person generally, right? But I couldn't tell her that I was going on YouTube. Couldn't tell her. I made mention of it before. Didn't see it. Didn't see it. Couple business ventures going into. Oh, you're doing good at your job. You're making over $1,200 a week. It's pretty decent. Just hold tight. And I'm like, yeah, I make that much because I'm making minimum wage, but I'm working 70 hours a week. I don't have time to do nothing. And well, that's because you've been in jail your whole life, and that's what we do out here. I know that's what people do out here, but I'm telling you that I'm smarter than this. I'm telling you that it's too much of my energy to be giving this job 78 hours a week. It's too much. The whole month of December, I averaged 70 hours a week. The whole winter, actually, 70 hours a week. I don't got no small kids at home. I just was working because I was saving money to do some things, and I was preparing for YouTube because I knew I was gonna end up going on YouTube. I knew I was gonna do this other business venture that I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be a little secretive with some things, y'all, because there's a lot of people on here that's not well wishers of me because of my past and a lot of things that I've done. So when I say stuff like that, I'm a little candid, is because I know everybody here is not well wishers. So when I'm doing certain things, I don't mention them for the same reasons as I'm talking about protecting your energy. You have to protect some of your dreams, goals, and aspirations too. You have to. You have to, because somebody will turn their nose up at what you're doing and don't want you to succeed. And it don't have to be an actual form of witchcraft or a spell, but it is a witchcraft. Somebody hating and not wanting to see you succeed. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Somebody hating and not wanting to see you succeed is a form of witchcraft. Their energy, their thoughts and energy carries a vibration. It does. It does. Never mind if they actually practice some kind of, spirituality. And if you shield it up, for the most part, you're straight. But this is for those who may not pray as much or meditate as much or have a force field shield of protection. These is for people who may not be prayer warriors to where they're straight. You know what I'm saying? You have to guard your thoughts. You have to guard your goals. Sometimes you may have to guard your joy too. When you win, sometimes you need to win in secret or celebrate in secret and celebrate with those who appreciate your success. I done did things, they be like, man, why you ain't telling me you just got a new car? Why you ain't telling me you got that job over there? I ain't know you had that job. Why would I tell you? What is there for me to tell you? It would be me bragging to somebody that I know don't care. And those are the worst. And some of us do that. I used to do stuff like that. The worst thing you could do is brag to somebody who doesn't want to see you win. It's one of the worst things you could do. Because you don't know what they would do to undermine your success. They may do the weirdest thing. Listen, y'all. In my lifetime, I done seen a parent call Child Protective Services on their own child. On their own child for no apparent reason, just to disturb that person's home. I've seen it. I've seen it. I'm telling you, I've seen it. So you can't allow people to let you know that you're winning. You can't allow them. And I'm talking about people who are so close to your circle that they feel they should have known because everybody else knows. Why would I tell you? Right, move in silence. Yes, because, and this is another reason too why not only just moving in silence, but not disclosing things or sharing your energy with an emotional vampire, a negative Nancy, or a Debbie Downer. You know why? It's because your silence and your grind and your humbleness, it's like a prayer or a meditation. When you're or fasting. When you're fasting, you're denying the flesh food. When you're doing a eating fast, when you're doing a speaking fast, you're denying the universe your vibration of speech. as much as possible. You can speak when spoken to if need be. But when you're doing those fasts, you're denying the flesh and giving more strength to your spirit, to your vibration, to your light. You're making your light brighter. You're making your prayers more powerful. You're making your thought intentions more powerful. So your vibration is becoming high because you're denying your flesh. And it goes the same with speaking these things to people who are negative, because their negative energy is going to pull. So now they're pulling energy from you, energy that you can't afford to give, because you still need energy to go to work. You still need energy to be a parent. You still need energy to pray, energy to meditate. You might be praying on something. You might be trying to manifest something. So all your energy has to be at a 100 in order to manifest what you need to manifest. All your energy may need to be at 100 to bring your cholesterol down or your blood pressure down. Your energy has to be at 100. So if you're not giving away energy to food or sexual relationships, drugs, or whatever it is that you normally do, you're putting it to the side to accomplish this goal in prayer, to accomplish this goal in meditations. You talking to this negative person, they're going to drain your energy by telling you don't do it. They're going to drain your energy by saying, well, I wouldn't. You know them people that I call them the eyes. The eyes, everything you say, they're going to tell you, well, I don't do that. Well, I wouldn't do that. Well, I couldn't see myself. I know you wouldn't and couldn't. That's why I shouldn't be telling you. Avoid them, because now they're going to pull from you. They're pulling energy. It's an energetic exchange. Your energy was at 100, and then you went over there saying something, and sometimes you don't mean it. They be like, where you going? You might be going to, file your taxes, or you might be going to do anything. Well, I'm about to go look at this vehicle that I'm going to get under my business. You might just be saying something in reference to what you're doing in that day, what has something to do with one of your goals, and they be like, you still talking about opening up that catering service? Yeah, I am. You're not gonna be rude. Then you answer, and it's like, well, so and so got one. They didn't do too good, and I don't know the way the prices of meat going up right now. They start giving you, and then now you thought about these things already because you have your own fear that you're fighting. You have your own worries and your own, because we're human. We're human. You know what I'm saying? It's rare for a person to just know wholeheartedly that everything is going to work out. It happens. Some of us are like that, but you still might have that little thing that you like, man, I know everything is cool, but I know people in this town don't really support it. But let me just go ahead and jump out there and do it. And that's the first thing. Nobody ain't going to buy nothing from you anyway. These people around here don't support you. They don't support nobody. You seen what happened with so-and-so business, and now because they masters of seeing what goes wrong, and they have not a clue on studying what goes right and the good things that can happen or the good possibilities. They're always gonna look at the bad. Always. That stuff like that is only good when it's not towards a goal that you're trying to set or something you're trying to accomplish. The only time them people like that is good is when, like, when I was in the streets. That's the only time they good, because it'd be something I really don't want to do or somebody I really don't trust, and I'd be like, man, what you think about? And I just want to hear them say what I already know they're gonna say, and I'd be like, yeah, I ain't going over there, or I ain't dealing with that person, or I ain't gonna do business with this person, because I know what they gonna say. I just want somebody else to say it. That's the only time when people like that is good. That's the only time. You know what I'm saying? Or if I know with females, that's your homegirl, and you kind of already done with the dude, and you say, well, he was over his baby mother. She came over the other day, and you already don't like the situation. And then you tell your friend, you know what she gonna say? Yeah, girl, they doing something anyway. He over there with her bum, and you seen her hair, woo, woo, woo. You might need that to be like, yeah, you right. Just so you can do what you want to do anyway. Sometimes you just need that confirmation. They only good for the confirmation that they gonna give. Anything in the light, anything positive, goals, dreams, and aspirations, you can't share it. You cannot. Hold it close to your chest and only discuss it with those who are doing what you're doing, those who are going to support you. You got them one family members, like my aunt. I have an aunt. I don't care what I tell her I'm doing. She gonna tell me I could do it. She gonna support me. And you know how people really care when they ask you, what's going on with the? You might have told them this 6 months ago. You might have told them this 6 months ago. My aunt, she don't allow a week to go by. If I don't call, she called me. Baby, what's up? You all right? What's going on? So I can't say with her, but you know how some people that really genuinely concerned. I don't care how long it is you ain't spoke to them. First thing they gonna ask you about is something that you was preparing to do or something that was trying to do because it's been on their mind because they want you to win. They want to see how it goes. So the first thing they say, they ask you, hey, what's going on? You forgot you even told them. That's because they genuinely concerned. You know what I'm saying? And they want to see you win. You know what I'm saying? You saying you don't want to go to work every day. They don't want you to go to work every day. And when you say, look, I'm too smart to be punching this clock. You are too smart, baby. You know I braid hair good or I cook good or whatever it is. You know I could be a fitness instructor. Baby, you sure can. Go ahead and do it. Jump out there and do it. Why are you going to work every day and you got that talent? I wish I had that kind of talent. I would have left my job years ago. You know what I'm saying? Those type. And everybody got them. Everybody got them. It don't have to be somebody older than you. Could be a child. You know what I'm saying? It could be somebody at work. It don't have to be a family member. Find those. Find your tribe. And I'm on here to help people and stuff like that, but I'm keep it real with y'all. I'm here to find my tribe. And I'm not, my family, one side of my family, they're all supportive. They're not spiritual, but they're just genuinely good people. And some people are like that. They ain't never read a Bible. They ain't never read no Laws of No Energy. You know what I'm saying? They ain't never read none of the books that I read. They're just genuinely in their soul good people and to give you whatever you ask for. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people like that, anything outside of just living is too deep for them. You start talking about Jesus, they don't want to talk about no Jesus, but they live like Jesus. Not saying, you know what I'm saying? Even if they smoke weed or they hang out, they drink a little bit, even if they like that, they some of the kindest, givingest people you ever want to meet, but they ain't got no, they don't want to talk about love and light, none of that. That's just how they vibrate naturally. You know what I'm saying? So when I say find your kind, I mean find those who vibrate how you vibrate. Find your kind. I'm not talking about yes men. Nobody want no yes men on your team. I don't. Yes men could be just as bad or worse than the negative Nancy's and the Debbie Downer. The only thing with yes men is they're not really. Well, it depends on why they're yes men. Because sometimes you got yes men who are yes men because you're supporting them in some kind of way, right? But if this is a yes man who just agrees with everything you're saying, they're not pulling too much energy from you like a Debbie Downer or negative Nancy. But the only way a Debbie Downer and a negative Nancy is a little more suitable at times than a yes man is because they're not gonna go with everything you say. They ain't gonna go with everything you say. Somebody who go with everything you say could be a little dangerous too. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather be around, just me personally, I'd rather be around somebody because I got people I can share my real ideas with. So I don't need the negative Nancy's bad opinion because the people who I respect their opinion, they're gonna tell me if things ain't gonna work out. They're not yes men. They're positive. They want to see me win. But if I'm being unrealistic, they're gonna tell me, yo, bro, you being unrealistic, bro. You know what I'm saying? Or like the friend I said I ask everything because his morals and values is through the roof. I love to ask him stuff because he always asks the questions that I thought about before I tried to make this move. And he'll ask in the most polite way, like, well, bro, you think, but, well, what about, you think that's going to make sense, though? And I'll be like, yo, bro, I thought about the same thing. And then I'll tell him what I thought about. And because he asked the same question that I was already questioning, when I give him my answer, he'd be like, that's the perfect answer because I thought about that. So now it's cohesive. You know what I'm saying? Now he asked the right question. I gave the answer because I thought about that, and now he's giving his real opinion. Like, all right, well, yeah, that makes sense. But if that don't work that way, bro, it ain't gonna make sense. And I'll be like, nah, I already know. I thought about that. This is the person I walked when I was with my wife. That was one of the persons that she knew who I was talking to. And sometimes too, you ever know, like you with somebody, your mate or somebody you around all the time, and they always could tell who you talking to, even if they can't fully hear your conversation, they could always tell who you talking to. It's easy because your vibration changed, and people could change your vibration. So if you're around somebody who's negative and down and sick, and you're gonna become sick eventually. You're gonna become sick eventually. For real. They may not could make you negative like they are, but what they'll do is they'll start to steal your light, and they'll start to amplify the tiny bit of fear that you have. And I don't even want to say fear, because sometimes it could be just caution or apprehension. So, but they'll turn that little apprehension into fear, because you was already thinking it. And since they're masters at everything that can go wrong, they specialize in every single thing that could go wrong, and it makes perfectly sense because they specialize in what could go wrong. That is their specialty. That's their specialty. I had a friend. I was helping her move out. She had lost her apartment. I'm helping her move out. She worries about every single thing. And after, didn't know how we was gonna pack the house up. Didn't know where we was gonna get the storage. I got the storage. How we was gonna move the stuff. Got the moving stuff. We put everything away. We spent the whole day putting things up. The house is cleared out. Everything is in storage. Everything's tucked away. And we sitting there in my car. She plunks down in my passenger seat. It says, "Oh, thank you so much. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I thank you so much." And I said, "You're welcome." She's like, "I just feel so like a weight of the world was lifted off my shoulder. So thank you so much." I said, "I appreciate you." I said, "Nah, you good." I said, she says, and she's looking around, and I said, "You're looking for something else to worry about, right?" And she bust out laughing. Because it was true. It was true. This task is over. This is done. I said, now, because I'm watching her, she's looking around. Not like there was anything, because we still at the storage unit. She just looking in the air like, "Oh, it's all done. Everything is done." I said, "You're looking for something else to worry about right now at the moment." And she just she bust out laughing, and I bust out laughing because I read her mind. It's like, okay, I got this out the way. Now what's the next thing? Not for me. What's the next, not the next goal, not the next thing to achieve. No, what's the next thing that I can worry about? Some people are like that. So, you ever been with somebody like they've asked you for money for a bill or something? You give them money for the bill, then they gonna, "Yeah, I'm gonna go pay this bill, but shit, then I gotta go worry about this." And it's like, you ain't even got done with the one thing. Instead of being happy that you took care of the one thing, as soon as the one thing is taken care of, they mind switch to the next thing and how hard it's gonna be to do the next thing. And then they wonder why they always in that same predicament. It might be a different situation, but it's the same thing over and 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 over again, man. And I've had exes tell me, "Oh, you just move on too fast. I don't know how to move on." How not? What do you want to do? Sit here and sulk in it? I don't know how to do that. Especially I've been in prison for so long where I can't change my conditions. So when I be free, I don't know how to sit around. And I'm not being funny. I'm not acting like I know, you know what I'm saying? No, that's just real. I do not know in a free world, right? You got the world in your hands with these phones. You got everything you need right here. You don't even have to know how to do nothing. You talking to the phone, Siri, chat, Alexa, all of them. They'll tell you what you need to know. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. If it's financial and it's something that you want to do down the road, then you know, work overtime. I mean, if you don't have children and pressing responsibilities that won't allow you to do what you need to do. But I figure it out quick. All right, well, I know I need $3,000. I'm not in the streets no more. All right, how long would it take me to do that working? All right, I'm going to do that. I had a job that I could do work as much overtime as I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So I already know, okay, I'm going to work 70 hours. I'm going to work 70 hours 3 weeks in a row. I'm going to work 70 hours 1 week. Then 1 week I'm going to do 60. Then the next week I'm going to do 70. I start budgeting. And I done been with people who just don't understand a budget. I can't never save no money because you're not budgeting. It's not easy to budget, but you know, for normal people, and I keep saying that because you know, prison played a major role in my life. It's like I can go 2 days without eating. I'm fast food out, so I'm not gonna buy fast food. You know what I'm saying? I have my decent outfits, and because I'm not running the streets and I work so much, if I do buy something nice, I never wear it. I got stuff in my closet I ain't even wore yet. You know what I mean? Because there was times where I had a decent amount of money and I brought things, but because I don't go nowhere, I still got them in my closet. You know, when I was outside all day, every day, you know when they say outside, when I was outside, I had to dress in the press. So I constantly had to recycle my outfits, constantly had to get my hair cut. So when I started working, and haircuts is about $50 for my hair. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I stopped getting haircuts because that's really what all it was. I stopped getting haircuts and I worked really hard. I made sure my bills was a certain amount. My daughter done cussed me out and blocked me. I told y'all. So now I ain't got to worry about her Uber Eats no more, her Ubers, her Cash Apps. I said, yes, I'm glad. Oh, she hung up on me? Yes, I got 30 days. I ain't got to give her $50, $60 every other day. I'm glad. Yes, I couldn't wait till she hang the phone up on me and block me. You know what I'm saying? For real. I'm being honest. I looked at my Cash App. I couldn't believe it was thousands in the Cash App. Y'all, I'm not even playing. I'm like, man, this little girl, I couldn't wait. I couldn't, because that be in my mind as I'm budgeting. I used to budget to the side for my 18-year-old, for my 19-year-old, my 15-year-old. I used to budget. You know what I'm saying? For the little $30 here and there outside of, you know, the stuff that had to come out of my paycheck for them. You know what I'm saying? I would have all of that budget. So it's like, all right, that's my plan. I'm a budget. I'm going to figure it out, budget for this amount of time. Then I'm going to get the money that I need to do whatever I need to do. But when you always have a goal and a plan how to reach that goal, it keeps you busy. So you won't have time to soak, whatever it is. You won't have time to soak. Like when I lost my car, when I totaled my car. My credit had dropped down. I was waiting for them to pay off the insurance and go back and get another one. But in that time, I couldn't sit around and sulk about it. And the person I was around constantly was like, yo, I don't know how you do it. What do you mean? I don't know how you do it. It's easy to keep moving because as long as you're alive, you got to keep moving. As long as there's bills that need to get paid, children that need to be fed, and I know the life that I want, I don't know how to not do the things that I need to do. And I'm not going to let a friend, a family member, or no one stop me or slow me down. And no way, shape, form, or fashion. So I don't tell people a lot of the things that I be doing because I don't want your opinion, because it's either you don't know about what I'm about to do, which is most of the stuff I do. Most of the people I grew up with don't know what I'm about to do, whatever it is. They don't have no insight. So I'm not going to share, real estate stuff with somebody who's never done anything in real estate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to share that with them unless they just, worldly and they just smart on us. But certain things, some things is from some people and some things is not. And even if you have a friend who is sharp or smart in whatever form or field you want to get into, if they're a Debbie Downer and a negative Nancy, you still can't share your idea with them. That's that New York mindset. It should be a life. You know what though, y'all? Hit that like button, y'all. My credit score dropped by a minute by watching this. You know what I'm saying? Joseph, entitled to your opinion. Maybe you have the right, perhaps. All right, let me see, y'all. My bad. My biggest problem is facing black men today is black women. Oh, my God, Joseph. Why you say that, man? That's not true, man. Joseph said, the biggest problem facing black men today is the black women. That's not right. Maybe where you at, or maybe the women you attract. And you got to remember, you attract who you are. You attract who you are. I'm not being disrespectful or funny or nothing like that, but I don't have that experience. You know why? Because it's like if you go to, let's say you go to seminars. Say you go to business seminars. If you're a business person and you want to be an entrepreneur, if you go to entrepreneurial seminars, you're going to meet women who are entrepreneurs. If you go to spiritual enlightenment seminars, because they have them, then you're going to meet women who are into spiritual enlightenment. If you go to the Christian seminars, whatever it is you do in life, whatever's your goals and your ambition, you could jump on your phone and find a group of people who share your thoughts, views, and values. Go those places and then judge women in that way. You overall judging all black women because of your experiences with them, and I think that's unfair, bro. I mean, how could a woman be your? How could a black woman be your? Let's not just take all men out of this. How did you allow a black woman to be the biggest problem you faced? How did you allow that to happen? Because that's an allowed thing. That's an acquired taste. I'm being honest. It's an acquired taste. And when I was in the hood, and I met a lot of hood chicks, because I'm not gonna lie, y'all. You know, I'm transparent. I keep it a buck. When I was in the hood, and I don't care how much money I was getting, I used to like the little hood rats. I did. I liked girls that didn't have nothing, and it was a stinking thinking, y'all. So please don't attack me. I'm just saying when I was younger. I'm saying from the age of 12 to about 32. I'm being honest. I used to like the hood rats. I used to like the chicks that didn't have nothing because I would dress them up in my mind. All right, I'm going to get a pair of sneakers. I'm going to get her hair done. And you know, in the 90s, it didn't cost much. $200, she hooked up. $200, everything hooked up, everything done up. If she had rent, her rent wasn't nothing but about $500, $600, $700. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing. So I used to like that. So when I was into those type of women, I used to gauge a lot of women in that light. But when I came home years later and I got in my late 30s, early 40s, and I started moving around and seeing a different type of woman, then I realized that was where I was at. So I was attracting the type of women for the neighborhood and the environment where I was at. You know what I'm saying? There was women that were beautiful that I really liked, but they wouldn't give me a time of day because they see me standing on the corner every day. They didn't care what car I drive because that woman been through it already. She was wise enough to know, yeah, you got a nice car, you handsome, you smell good, you dress good, you probably gonna spend a couple dollars on me and we may have a good time. But I know you going back to jail. That's all you do is be in and out of jail. So you going back to jail. I ain't even gonna waste my time. I ain't even gonna waste my time. You know what I'm saying? But to blame all black women and say that's our biggest problem, that's not. Our biggest problem is that we're not coming together as a cohesive unit with our black women. We not. I just would like to know why you said that if you're still here. I don't know if you're still here. If you're still here, let me know why you said that. I would like to know Joseph Money Hun. Yeah. Let me know why you feel that way. Because I disagree. I disagree. I think there's so many more things going on. I think it's hip hop is one of the biggest because it's indoctrinating these men and these young men. And even if they're older, they already been indoctrinated in the 90s and the early 2000s with this hip hop mentality. It's the indoctrination of the music. That's one of the biggest. Second biggest is the black man. We have so much from the outside world that is attacking our community and our family structure as a whole than to point the finger at each other. And if you don't realize how we're conditioned and these conditions have made it like this in the African American home or the FBA home, then I don't know. I don't know how you could come to that conclusion. What do the black women do that's so horrible that they're the biggest problem besides raising these children by themselves? Because they're doing most of the raising of these children by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So if you say, well, it's because the black man ain't really in a home like that, so they're forced to raise these young black men, and they're the reason these black men are doing drill music and unaliving each other because they're becoming the friend or the girlfriend of the son instead of being a mother. If you say that, then I could agree with you kind of on that, but it still reflects on our absence. It still reflects on our absence. If these women came up a certain kind of way, which make them the type of woman that makes you view that they're the big problem, then you still have to say, does she have a father? 8 out of 10 times she ain't have a father. So it still comes back to the black man. Maybe not your generation, but a generation or two back, it's the same thing. But don't blame them. You blame them over the white man, and I ain't even one of those, the white man, got his foot on our neck, but you blame the black sister is the biggest problem over the white man. That's a huge statement. Oh, he must have left. He ain't come back in here. These females now don't grow their hair anymore. What? I, I'm trying to figure out why he said that. I want to know why in the 80s and the 90s black women can grow their hair. I don't know, bro. I don't understand. I don't get what you're saying. I don't get what you're saying. Who? David Wilcock. Who's David Wilcock? I don't know who that is. Who's David Wilcock, y'all? Who is that? And what you mean 11 scientists? Who are you talking about? It must be shampoo. I don't know what he's talking about. The women don't grow their hair no more. I never seen the difference. What do you mean the difference in the 80s and the 90s with women growing their hair? I never noticed the difference. I thought it was the same. I'm trying to figure out what he's saying. I look like 50 Cent and Jay-Z. I done heard 50 Cent. I done heard Styles P. I done heard Mace. I don't know, y'all. Maybe you're telling me I look like money. It takes more time to take care of natural hair. Most women have raised kids and don't have time. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I've been in prison too much, but I don't really see the difference. Jay-Z going right. That's what's up. Right. They want $500 wigs now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know the difference. Y'all agree that women are not growing their hair as much as they used to? I didn't really notice. I don't notice. I didn't notice the difference. I noticed the difference in the price though. I noticed the difference in the price. I remember used to get somebody hair done for like $200, a little $100. You get it. Oh, let me get my hair done. What you need? $100. Here you go. Oh, let me get my nails done. How much you need? $20. There you go. Nails is like $300 now. I ain't never wore a wig. Don't go back and forth over this superficial stuff. This brother said why women don't grow their hair. What the hell I got to do with what we talking about? I mean, it is a vibration if you're talking about hair as far as it being, energetic, but I don't understand what he's saying. Nails is 70. Some nails, they got $200 nails now. Beasley, you don't know that? Yeah, they got $200 nails now. Or maybe it's the nails and the feet. I don't know, but I know it's $200. I didn't pay back then and definitely won't pay today. It's crazy now. It's crazy now, especially with my daughters. I remember I had 6 girls at one time with my and including my stepchildren. I had 6 girls, y'all. And I remember maybe about 15 years ago, I used to could get all their hair braided for about $60 a head. $60 a head. Everybody here get done. Now, my 15-year-old, this little girl here is about 200 and something dollars every trip. 200 and something dollars. Grown women. I remember when grown women hair wasn't even that much about 15, 20 years ago. It's getting out of line, man. It's getting all the way out of line. And I don't got no boys. Boys are so easy. If I had a little boy, just send him to keep getting shape ups, comb his little hair. Actually, he probably get a haircut once every 2 months. He don't need no haircut. What do you need a haircut for? He ain't going nowhere. Buy him a bunch of little fitteds. Buy him a bunch of little fitteds, and he good. I wouldn't even be getting his. All his little sneakers be dirty. I put his little outfits up. I'll be so hard on the boy. That's why. That's why God only gave me girls. I had a little boy. I'll be so hard on him. Be kicking him in his butt, throwing him all over the place. We need a haircut. He don't need no haircut. Leave him alone. He alright. He a boy. He don't need a haircut. But took my 3-year-old grandson to get a haircut. $30 plus tip. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. I wouldn't be paying no $30 to get my son hair done. Haircut. No way. That little old head. Hey, what's up, Mr. Reed? What's going on? But yeah, he kind of threw me off topic with that one. But yeah, that, and I brought this up right because since now I'm on YouTube, so I'm getting a bunch of calls. People done seen, my lives going up and stuff like that. And somebody asked me like, oh, you on YouTube all day, what's going on? I was like, well, I work from home now. I got a little business now. Oh, that's what they said. How you on YouTube all day? I was like, yeah, I work from home now. You do? So you don't work over there no more? Nah, I don't work over there no more. How long that's been? It's been about 4 months now. Oh, because somebody told me that you had quit and you had went on YouTube and now you on YouTube. I said, no, I'm on YouTube. Yeah, I looked, I saw your views and well, how does that work? Are you getting paid or whatever? I said, yeah, a little bit. Well, I know you still need to go find another job. I said, I have a business. Like I work from home outside of YouTube. Yeah, yeah, I hear that, but so you're not gonna go get another job? No. And this person is older than me, is a family member, and I respect them. They still talk to me like I'm the little kid sometimes, right? It's like, boy, you better go get you a job. They probably think I'm gonna go back to the streets and selling drugs, because when you in the streets, when people tell you to go get a job, you ain't trying to hear them because you in the streets, and they figure like if you go get a job, then they kind of know you're not gonna get back in the streets, right? So this is the longest I ain't been in the streets. I've been home 3 years now, right? So this person kept saying, I said, I actually have a job. I said, do you know the guy at the phone store, the guy we know that got a phone store, does he have another job? Your niece who got the beauty salon downtown, does she have a job? I'm telling you, I have a business and I'm also on YouTube. I don't need a job. And this is just negative. It was just negative. Like, I don't care. There's people that be like, oh yeah, I'm proud of you. Wow, you have your own business and you can work from home and you're able to sustain life in it. Cause that's what she said. She was like, well, boy, you was getting all that money in where you was working. I was like, I make a little more on my online business. I make a little more doing that. And then I get little odds and ends from YouTube. So I'm actually, for the first time in a long time, well, since I've been out of prison, I'm able to save money. And after all of that, she still kept insisting that I go get a job. That's a negative Nancy. And when I have the job, right? Because I had the job, and when I had the job, you know what this person was telling me the whole time? When I was working the 70 hours, 78 hours, and everybody was like, oh, he works all the time. He's in there 70 hours. The person told me, well, they hiring over at so-and-so, and they start at $25 an hour. And every time they saw me, they would tell me to go apply for the job over there. And I was like, nah, I kind of like the job that I got. I like what I'm doing. I like how I got it, which I did because even when I was working 70 hours, I used to have like 16-hour shifts. You know what I mean? I used to do 16, do 10, and do another 16. And if I decided not to go to work in 3 days, I have my 40 hours in. So if they called me, which I was working at numerous locations, I was like a gas station attendant for hire. Wherever they needed me, I would go, right? So I kind of liked the dynamics of getting my 40 hours out in 3 days. And then any of the other 4 days, if I decided to go, somebody called me and I came, I can go get straight overtime. You know what I'm saying? And I was cocky, y'all. I tell them too, like, well, I want to do 10 hours. You need somebody to cover for you? Let me come in and get 10 hours. They be like, all right, come on in. And they'll pay me 10 hours of overtime. So I liked it because even though it was a little over minimum wage, the reason why I liked it was because I could get all the overtime I wanted and I could shove 50 hours into 4 days and take 3 days off. Or I could shove 42, 43 hours into 3 days and take 4 days off. It was all about me having peace as I was praying, study, meditating, getting ready for YouTube, and all the things that I wanted more time to myself to figure out my next move, because no matter what job I had, it was only going to be a stepping stone. So what she didn't realize when she kept trying to get me to go get the 25, 26 hour job was I wasn't planning to be working that much longer anyway. So I didn't want to waste my time going to get a whole nother job and having to readjust to a whole nother system when I was already comfortable where I was not comfortable as in I was going to be content working there for the rest of my life. I'm too old, right? But comfortable in I already had a system set up to where I can make nearly as much money as anybody else, but I still can have 3 to 4 days off if I so choose. Because that's all I had to do, y'all. I had to just turn my phone off and I could rest for 4 days and then go back and do a 16, 10, and do a 16 if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying 16 and 10. The only other thing that I liked about this job too was I can go in there and I could clock in before it's time to clock in, and it was time to clock out. I could stay on the clock for another hour and just do stuff that nobody else did because nobody does nothing there. I'm the only one who cleans. I'm the only one who do a lot of different things there. So they didn't mind me staying an hour late or 2 hours late. So my 10 hours was never really a 10 hours anyway. My 10 hours will always be 12 hours, and my 16 hours will always be 18 hours on both days. So I liked it because I was able to have 3 to 4 days off. And if I turned my phone on and went to another store to cover, it was 10 hours of overtime. So I liked it having those days because I had a plan. So when this person see me, the same way they kept trying to force me to go get a better job, now I'm not at the job they was trying to tell me to not be at. Now I'm not there and I'm working, and say, well, you still need to go find a job. And I'm like, I don't need to find a job. I have a job. A business is a job. And if I'm telling you I'm making this almost the same amount of money as I was making doing what I was doing, then I should be fine. And it's not even about making. If I was making half of what I was making with the job I was doing, right? And then I added YouTube, and then I added all the other couple things that I do, because there's other little side things that I do, legal side things that I do, that's fine. Because guess what? Tomorrow, if I decide I don't want to do nothing, I can sit around all day tomorrow, or the next day, or the next day, or the next day. And everything is taken care of. Everything is taken care of. You know what I'm saying? But that's the negative Nancy. Let me find something wrong. Let me find something wrong. Let me critique something in this person's life. And I don't try to be like, point the finger or look at people or talk down to people, but as I spent the last 18 years in prison, y'all, off and on, a lot of the people that I know is in the exact same position they was 18 years ago. They're still working. Still working. Some of them still don't own a home. Some of them still don't have good credit. And I'm not looking down on nobody or nothing like that, but I'm saying, how you gonna tell me how to figure my stuff out and you haven't figured it out yet? Because there's no way I would have been just with me, just my ambitions to do more, my goal setting, you know what I'm saying? Me knowing what my hand calls for, I could have never sat out here and just punched the clock for 20 years. And I'm not saying nothing bad about anybody who does. If that's all you can do, or all you have drive and ambition, if you're happy with that, then more power to you. But I'm talking about the people that I be around that be huffing and puffing about having to go to work and how they don't never got no time, or how every time they turn around they got to go back to work. Then fix it. Fix it. Fix it, especially if you're around me, because y'all might not know this about me, but the first thing I do when somebody say they tired of work, I'm be like, all right, what's up? What we doing? Because I would love to start a business venture. I would love it. What you know how to do, what you want to do. I love to promote. That's my thing. Promotion. I used to be a party promoter and promote shows and stuff like that. So I have that. My marketing is out of this world. I used to sit in the gas station, right, y'all? And they got a person who comes in the gas station who basically they call it place marketing. Like they put certain items on certain shelves, and I'll sit there with that lady for hours. She's like, well, we need to hire you down there because you seem to know. I understood psychology, and it teaches you place marketing, how they put the stuff for the kids at 3 feet, because most kids are between 2 and 3 feet. And then the mom aisle with all the soap powder and stuff, it's the average height of a woman between 5 feet and 5'2". Those are the good stuff, and all the trash stuff is going to be high. You know what I'm saying? In the man aisle, everything is going to be between 5'5" and 6 feet, because that's our eye level. And then they got the stuff by the counter, which is for the impulsive buyers. While you standing there in the supermarket, they got the magazines and stuff like that there. Because if they put the magazines in the aisles, you're going to walk right by it. But being that you stuck right there and you seeing the headlines, 50 Cent is beef with T.I., you might grab it. You know what I mean? Because you standing there. You might grab the bottle of water while you sitting there, or the kid, because it's you see how low it is, because they know your kid gonna be standing there. He gonna see the Dusanis and the Sprite. Mommy, I want Sprite. You just grab the Sprite because you're standing there. You in the motion of spending money. You in the spirit of spending money. So you just grab the Dasani, right? And see, they overstand that. So me, I love to promote things. I love marketing. So I'm the type of person, if you trying to figure something out, let's come together and let's do something. I love teamwork. Teamwork make the dream work. I love there's always has to be something going on. I love to stay busy. I don't like staying dormant. You know, even when I'm sitting here in this chair, I love talking. I love motivating. I love to see people growing. I will. I appreciate you, Brother Reed. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Should always move more than one source of income. Of course, especially passive income, y'all. Passive income in today's society, if you could do anything to generate, I don't care if it's collecting cans. In the Northeast, it's 10 cents a can right now. Y'all gonna laugh at me. I was collecting cans for a second. If my truck if I had a flatbed, I would have collect pallets. Do y'all know y'all could go around to these supermarkets and these stores and go get those pallets? You know the pallets, that stuff come on the wooden pallets. People buy those pallets. Them pallets is like $5 a piece, $3 or $5 a piece. It's something like that. I learned that from somebody, and I see people doing it. And since I've been out, I've been asking people like, "Oh, you buy and sell pallets?" Yeah, we buy and sell pallets. People buy and sell pallets. Just side money, side hustle. Create a side hustle, passive income. But if you're working 8 hours a day, to be honest with you, if you're working 8 hours a day, you're gonna be hard pressed to have the time and energy to actually do any of that, because 8 hours a day is demanding. It's demanding. Maybe because I ain't been doing it my whole life, maybe I'm not used to it. But and I was working 70 hours a week. But even the 40 hours a week is too demanding, because it's like when you get home, people want to enjoy their home. You don't want to have to do more than what you already did, because you feel like, all right, I just worked. And then your days off, you really don't want to be having to work on your days off. But if you could do something like YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and you could do it, and I don't care if it's $100 a week, it adds up. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's $100 a week, it adds up, y'all. You know what I mean? But the main thing, if whatever it is you're trying to do, avoid Debbie Downers and emotional vampires at all costs. Hold on, y'all. I send you some money when I get military pay. If you send me some money, I would appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm all right, brother. What I really need is when I get this page up, because I'm talking on it, so it's up and running. But I'm saying the way I want to get it up and running. Like I wanna show have a screen behind me and point things out when my face ain't on it, and we could do some studying on energy. You know what I'm saying? We could do some actual study on energy. We could show y'all things spiritually, so y'all can have a spirit eye and what's going on around you. Show you ways to clean up yourself, boost your energy, protect your force field shield of protection. Most importantly, a lot of meditations, like meditations for healing yourself, meditations for manifestation, meditations that you could use in your everyday life to generate health, wealth, love, or your kind. People who are just like you. There are people who are just like you. Sometimes we have to step outside of our norm, step up outside of our core group of people. Sometimes your community, you know what I'm saying? Your family. Sometimes you may have to step outside of that to find somebody who's going to be like-minded with you and who's going to see you for who you are instead of the person they know or the person they knew. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a little brother always gonna be a little brother to the older brother. The son is always gonna be the son. The little cousin is always gonna be the little cousin. You know what I'm saying? If there was a friend that you followed behind, that friend is always gonna think they could give you the best advice, and you should listen to them because it's been like that. Sometimes you need to meet somebody fresh, and they're into what you're into, and y'all build. The relationship is gonna be more clean, more pure. It's gonna be more respectable, and then y'all building, so y'all getting to know each other. So everything usually goes smoothly. You know, you might keep the honeymoon phase of this relationship the entire time, because certain boundaries won't get crossed. Careful with that. Careful with what? Careful with what? Adrena, meeting new people. Samuel, what's up, brother? Careful with what? Meeting new people. I love meeting new people. I love meeting new people. I'm about to move to a whole nother state where I only know one person in the next 60 days, y'all. I'm going to a whole nother place where I only know one person. You know what I'm saying? But I want to go around those minds. It seems like there's a lot of powerful minds there. They're doing a lot of things. You know, American community. They're building. They got things going on. And granted, I'm not like all the way there financially yet, but I do have a couple streams of income that I could do from my house. So I can go there and start to build there. And then I could bring some of my talents and some of the things from where I'm from down there. Because that's what I used to do anyway when I was in the streets. I would go to a new place and my eyes were already scanned for what they don't have. What are they missing? And you know, when you live in New York City, you could go almost anywhere in the world and find something that y'all got in New York that they don't got out there. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of service. It don't necessarily have to be a restaurant. I would never get into the restaurant business myself. But you go and you look for what they don't have. What's missing here? What do we have in the city that would flourish down here? Or vice versa. You might go somewhere and they got something that the city don't have. That's what I always look for. Regarding spiritual matters? You mean finding new people regarding spiritual matters? I know you texting, so I apologize. I'm not trying to force you to be doing a whole bunch of texting. But you're saying finding new people and talking to them regarding spiritual matters. I'm talking about your kind, right? If you have discernment and you talk like on here, we communicating. I know who's on certain type of vibrations by some of the things they say. So if I know we vibrating, you know, on the same level, then I would deal with you on that level. I'm not saying just finding anybody and just giving your spiritual tools. I was actually warned to get this against this by my enlighteners, the brothers who, you know, if you know my story, who pulled a couple spirits off of me and taught me these practices. They told me like, yo, brother, be careful what you're saying, and I know that. That's why I said I'm trying to find my like mind because I'm not gonna be on YouTube for a whole 1,000 years. I'm giving it a few months. When I find my kind, then we probably gonna do Zooms and we gonna do something different. You know what I'm saying? If that's what people are looking for, if they're looking for healing, if they're looking for techniques, if they're looking for things that they could teach their children, how to heal themselves and others, how to love themselves and others, how to forgive themselves and others. If there's people who want these techniques and coming out from up under Mother Babylon in these ways legally, come on. I'm not gonna be up here forever though. I'm being honest with y'all because the things I really want to say, I don't really be saying because I already know what's going on. No, personal, spiritual matters. Yeah, you wouldn't just find nobody new and tell them no personal, spiritual matters. Nah, I wouldn't do that because you don't know who you're talking to. I'm saying avoid Debbie Downers, negative Nancy's, right? And and emotional vampires. So if you just meet somebody new, you don't know they might be that. And then you got people who they wear a good mask. They'll wear a good mask. So you gotta have observation. Your own, no personal. Oh, you saying me telling y'all my personal spiritual matters? Is that what you're saying? Me telling y'all? Because I ain't really said nothing. I'm trying to figure out what you. I wish this platform was open so we could talk more. So I ain't got to do all the damn talking. I know y'all think I love to talk, but I actually don't. I like to converse back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But the chat is not moving that fast. Okay. Oh, no, that's somebody else. Multiple generations. I could confirm a lot of what you're saying. Don't know how long I got. My children already shown me it's passed down and they will be great workers if they can avoid the traps. Yeah. I got some real special techniques, but I'm not, a lot of it I'm not gonna put up here. You know what I'm saying? Because if we believe that there's a conspiracy, right? If we believe that this planet is ran by entities and energies that want to suck off of our misery and our misfortunes and our shortcomings and our energy, then if I could teach people how to repel them, then they're not gonna like that. When you get into your young pharaohs or your all the righteous brothers that the brother that they put in jail, the Jamal brother and all them people, they all was locked away for just speaking. They were speaking spiritual stuff, but the one thing that I haven't seen from any spiritual teacher and enlightenment that I came across, and I don't care how knowledgeable they were, the one thing I didn't see, you don't really see a lot of what's the resolve? Like how can we defeat this? How can we overturn this conspiracy? People will say, yeah, you can do anything. We're powerful. You can heal yourself. They'll say it, but I wait to see them show you how to do it, or what's the ways to do it. What's the steps to doing it? You know what I mean? They'll mention it. You can manifest anything. How? You can heal yourself. How? You understand what I'm saying? We can live to be how? They'll say fast prayer and meditations, but they're not gonna give you the exact what's the meditation? What is the way? How do you do it? How do I cast out a spirit? How do I heal myself? How do I do it? I don't see none of them do it. Say it, but even the information that they be given, they still end up, getting them out the way. So you think for 1 second these people gonna allow me to sit up on YouTube and give y'all or anybody tools on how to clean yourself up spiritually, how to deflect spiritual energy, how to deny access to spirits in fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional dark ones who are trying to send you suggestive things that they could feed off the negative response that your body and your spirit is gonna emanate from what they're doing. They're not gonna allow that. So, as I'm here and we're growing and we're conversating and people hit me up and then we'll pull, and then when I take it to the next level, we'll go to the next level, but it won't be on here. So this is what I'm here for. It's not. That's why I kind of went around the mulberry bush. I appreciate any donations. My Cash App is up there. Thank you. I'm not gonna. The tag is up here. I'm not gonna never deny. If somebody wants to do something for me, but I'm more here for the people. I'm more here for my tribe and my kind than any forms of money, because we'll be rich. To be able to heal ourselves, we'll be rich. To teach our children, you know what I'm saying, to take away this cancer and this blood pressure and this heart disease, mental health issues, which is the spiritual health issues, to be able to teach these babies, can't put a price on that. Can't put a price on it. That's why people did word of mouth to keep it safe. Them crusaders are wicked. That's right. Everyone should be careful with their own spiritual matters. Of course we should. Of course we should. I'm saying with those who are vibrating high, who, right? If you have the discernment to know that one should be careful with their own spiritual matters, right? If you have the discernment to know that, then I think you would have the discernment of know who to speak of it with. That's what I'm saying. If a person is vibrating like that, then I would say you would have discernment to know who to share with. This is what I'm saying. To find your kind and find your kindred spirits, because you have them. They're out here. Find that. I'm not just saying just anyone. No, of course not. That's what the lie was about. Spiritual vampires, and that's what a spiritual vampire is. They want to suck you of your life force, whether it's blood, whether it's sexual fluids, whether it's tears, whether it's fear, whatever, misery, anger. That's what an emotional vampire is. You know what I'm saying? We gonna know. You gonna know. You know how many times on live period on TikTok, I love my tarot card readers. I don't have nothing against them. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe all tarot cards readers get their foresight from demons, so to speak. I don't believe they all do, right? But you know how many, that term spiritual could be used so loosely. Spiritual has a whole vastness of overstanding, understandings, and understandings. Spiritual could mean anything. So while we over here in this spiritual community or woke community or conscious community, you have to be real vigilant. Real vigilant. Because when I was on TikTok, half of my panels all the time was tarot card readers. There was a few of them. And do you know the witchcraft and the spells and the stuff they was throwing back and forth to be the main tarot card reader on the platform? Do you know? And they would come to me, oh, Brother Soul, I like being on your channel, but the spirit is telling me this one is giving me the evil eye and I have to protect against her. And oh, Brother Soul, I like this one. They were all coming to me. And they were just, because they was coming from a sense of pride. And they all were spiritual. They all speak love and light. But you could look at some of them and see they wasn't filled with love and light. So they wasn't really fooling me. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't really fooling me. And just because you're right about a person's future, past, present, or future, just because you're right, don't mean you of love and light either. Don't mean it came from the Most High, all in all creator. Don't mean, you know what I'm saying, that you're vibrating so high that you're getting this organically from the Akashic records. You may have something sitting right behind you that I can't see whispering it in your ear. So it don't mean just because you're right that you of love and light. You know what I'm saying? So we must be vigilant. You ain't never lie about that. You have to be vigilant. You have to be, yes, at all times. You know what I'm saying? And I do my best to, you know, do my practices before, after, sometimes during. Sometimes during. You can use the principle to do good or evil. That's right. That's right. That's right. A firearm could be good, or used for good, or it could be evil. Even water. Water could be used for good or evil. Some people need water as sustenance to sustain life, and then somebody could drown somebody in water. You know what I'm saying? Everything down here on this third dimension could be used either good or for evil. Words, you know what I mean? Everything, man. Everything. So we gotta have discernment. And that's what this was about. Since I've been on here, you know, I've been vigilant. I didn't decide to come on here until I knew I was going to be fasting and praying and meditating, because I'm a firm believer. There's a lot of people that don't want to see me win. There's a lot of people that, you know, going to give me the evil eye. There's a lot of people that's going to go to their statues and their altars and put my name on it. Now I'm giving a part of my spirit in these lives. These lives are stuck in the Akashic record of YouTube and the universe. People could take them, chop them up, use them forever. These are forever in there. So I understand that. So I have to always remain vigilant, because I know what people do. You think I don't know? Especially if you're trying to teach people how to break generational curses and break spiritual attachments. Especially when you're doing that. Not even on a human form. You have the entity that'll be like, oh, what, he think he gonna show them something? All right, I got a trick for him. That's what they do. That's what they do. That's what they do. When I talk about spirituality and removing certain spiritual attachments, I have this saying, and it's true. Either people run to you or they run from you. And the ones who run to you is because it resonates with them. And they know that they have a spiritual attachment. And they're tired of being fed upon. They're tired of being dragged. They're tired of going through what they're going through spiritually. So they'll run to you. Brother, show me. I'm ready. I want to be healed. I want to, you know what I'm saying? But then you have those who don't want to hear it. And they don't know that that's the entity telling them, don't trust him. He's a liar. Get away from him. He's trying to get money out of you, or he's trying to be sexual. You know what I'm saying? Whatever their fear is that's inside of them, that spirit will talk to that fear. And that person will usually run off. I've been going through it since I've been on YouTube with people that didn't know that I know what I know, and how I'm talking to y'all up here. Because there be 200, 300 people in here sometimes. And some of the times it's people that know me. And they've been coming to me like, well, what, I didn't know. And they ask you questions and you start telling them what's going on with them. They run. They run right off because they don't want to be healed. You know, even with Christ, when he made the person walk, he said, get up. When he made the person see, he said, open your eyes. Whenever he took a spirit off somebody, he told the person to make the move, because the person has to want to be healed. That's right. The person has to want to be healed. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't want to be healed. Some people don't know that they don't want to be healed. All they know is they don't want to hear what I'm saying, but they don't know that that's a spirit making them not want to hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because that spirit is feeding off of their depression. And this is why they're in bed all day, could hardly get out of bed. Other than going to work, they're in bed all day. Or this is why they're overeating, or whatever it is they're doing. And that spirit is just feeding off that person day in and day out. So when I come with a remedy, the spirit knows that remedy works. So that spirit is going to put some kind of dissension between me and that individual. And I could tell, because when I'm not talking spirituality and cleansing, you know what I mean? We could talk for hours and we'll talk every day. As soon as I talk like that and the person disappears, I already know what happened. That spirit is dragging them, you know, like alligator when they drag them to the bottom of the water, the lake. That's what happened. It's dragging them to the bottom of the lake. So I can't see them or rescue them. But they gotta want to be seen and rescued. You know what I mean? And the best thing they do is pretend that they're not there. That's the best thing they do, is pretending that they're not there. And the person say, well, all I need to do is just, not work as much. Or, well, as soon as I get my car back, I'll be straight. Or it's after I take this vacation, they have these false physical goals to set to fix something that's spiritual, but they don't realize that it's spiritual. They think that it's a depression, which is in a form of depression because that's what a spiritual attachment feels like. Depression, tired, can't sleep at night. You know how a doctor take notes and he tell you what's wrong. You say, well, I'm going through this and I'm going through this. And the doctor will tell you what's going on from what, he perceive. It's the same thing in the spirit world. Show me a person that blacks their room up. They cover all the windows in their room. They don't like the sunlight. Or somebody who, when you come into their home, the home is a mess. It's junky. If the house is junky, that means the person is in a mess. If their house ain't put together, if their physical house ain't put together, then their spiritual house ain't put together. They're in shambles. You can see it. You can see it. Person up all night and sleep all day. That's a vampire. That's a vampire. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. Oh, since me and my boyfriend broke up, I've been depressed. I haven't been eating. Because some spirits don't eat. There's different types of things too, y'all. Don't get it twisted. There's thousands and thousands and thousands, if not millions of different spirits. Some spirits eat too much. Some spirits don't eat at all. But if it's an excess of either or, it's usually a spirit. Too much eating is a spirit. Not eating enough is a spirit. Sleeping too much is a spirit. Not sleeping at all is a spirit. Anything in excess. Anything in excess. If you're doing a lot more than something than you used to do, or you're doing a lot less than you used to do. Both. The main thing is in public, because they don't like to be outside. They don't like to be around. They don't like to move around. So these people become hermits or recluse, right? The person becomes a recluse. You go into the house is a mess. Everything is just thrown about. It's usually dark. And then sometimes the stuff that they watch. They watching stuff that's low vibrational. Yeah, parasites. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The girl who all she listening to is SZA and Summer Walker all day with all that miserable, he's cheating, he's lying, I don't want him no more. And we say, oh, she's depressed. No, she's feeding the spirit of depression. She's feeding the spirit of depression. You know what I'm saying? Get up and read her Bible or read your Quran. Get up. Take some water. Speak love and life over the water. Take a bath. Clean up. First of all, clean up. Clean up, clean up. Clean up. Take you some water. You know what I'm saying? If you got crystal practices, I don't know if you burn sage, burn some incense, burn something pleasant. Burn something pleasant. I wouldn't burn just anything though, because some of these candles, these Glade candles and them candles they got in Walmart, I wouldn't just burn anything, but if you know where to get some good scents, some good, use some of the scents in the Bible, frankincense, myrrh, those scents in the Bible, those are old ancient scents. Get some of them scents. Even Muslims, that's why they wear certain oils, sandalwood. Get some of that. Burn it. Get some sage. Burn it. Clean your house all the way up. Let the sunlight in. Open the windows. Open all your windows. This is simple practices, y'all. Open up all your windows, all your doors. Sweep it out. Sweep it out. Sweep in one direction. Out every door. Don't sweep in. Sweep out. Sweep everything out of every room. Sweep it all out. Sweep everything out. Put it in one pile. Dump everything out. Wash your dishes. You know what I'm saying? Make you some mop water and program the water. That's a big, you know, a big one is the water. A big one is the water. We can make holy water, y'all. You don't gotta go to the church to get holy water. You don't gotta go to the church and get holy water. Just speak holy things into the water. Matter of fact, I think that's gonna be my next live. I'm gonna just talk about the water. I think that's gonna be the next live, y'all. I think that's gonna be the next live. Program that water. It's good for your body. It's good for your house. And clean it out. In every room. Clean out every single room. You know, while your children is at school, you know what I'm saying? You find some time or send them off somewhere. Send everybody off somewhere and clean the whole house out. You know what I'm saying? Open up all the doors. Open up all the windows. And say a prayer. Say prayers or say mantras. I got mantras that I say. If you saying the mantras as you cleaning, then see yourself wiping away the spirit of whatever that you got going on. Depression, loneliness, misery, tired, worry, whatever it is. Sometimes they all is in the conglomerates. Cancel them all out. Cancel them all out, y'all. Yes, you have to. You know when your house is clean and you come, y'all know the feeling. I get a little messy sometimes. I do. Sometimes I get a little messy. Mostly my closet. Sometimes I just fling stuff in there after 3, 4, especially when I was working. I might just fling things in there. The next thing I know, the whole bottom of my closet is messy. You know, I like sneakers. Sometimes I pull different pairs out the box and I didn't put them. But when you clean everything up and put everything back in order, you know, you feel the difference, y'all. That's what they call the Asians call it feng shui. It's because it's a vibration. You know what I'm saying? Clean everything out. You feel the vibration. It feels so clean when the dishes is done. Or when you just clean your bathroom. Every time you go in your bathroom, it feels so much lighter. You know what I mean? Because dark spirits live in darkness and dirt. That's where they live. Some of them names even mean dirt, filth, or chaos, disarray. Because disarray is dis-ease. Dis-ease is discomfort. Any dis ain't good. So take all the disses out and get it in array. Instead of dis-ease, make it ease. Put yourself at ease. Put your home at ease. Put your children at ease. Clean up, man. Then get up. Force yourself to get up. Go outside. Hug a tree. When it start getting real good, I'm gonna do these lives outside. I'm gonna be in the park somewhere, on a rock somewhere, and just sit out there. Go ground. Y'all, I'm sure most of y'all know what grounding is. Go get grounded. Go hug a tree. Especially when you fasting during the fast. Oh man, you go ground during the fast. Go hug a tree during the fast. Oh man, come on, y'all. Turn your energy around. You got one you. That's what I tell people all the time, and that's why I cut people off fast. I'm not cold-hearted or nothing, but I only got one me. You're not gonna worry me and tug at my energy and put me, you know, in these people hospital or hospice or nothing like that. So I move keys like the piano man. I don't know. I forgot. I think that's the clips maybe. Oh, you just today you started cleaning and fasting and it led you to this. Yeah. Something in your spirit told you to clean and fast, and then something in your spirit led you right here. You know what I'm saying? Something in your spirit. Yes, that's definitely, there's no coincidence. No such thing as coincidence. None. None whatsoever, man. My mom taught me to set your environment. Yes, it cleans your space, which is your practice. Yeah, clean your space, clean your house, clean your home. That's what I do when my mind start getting jumbled and I'm trying to figure something out and I'm pondering on something too long. Like I said, I'll get messy. I might leave everything messy for about 3, 4 days, and then that one day when I decide to clean it, what I do, I open up all the windows, I burn my incense, I make me some clean mop water. I go from room to room to room, and I sweep everything out in a direction of out. Don't sweep nothing in. Sweep everything out. And these is old superstitious practices, but it's called energy. It's energetic. You know what I'm saying? Just like brushing your hair in a certain way. These is it's energetic. You know what I mean? Sweep everything out. Everything. You know what I'm saying? Make you some water and clean your whole entire house. Make your bed. Make everything neat and tidy. And then during the weeks, as the week is going and everything is moving around, pick up behind yourself. Because cleaning up gets you in order and it allows you to make your next move. Picking up behind yourself is basically keeping it focused, keeping you motivated, keeping your drive going. That's what picking up behind yourself do. Because the minute you start letting things pile up and get out of order again, now your spirit is becoming out of order. Your drive is going off a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You losing your ideas, you losing your steam, you losing your momentum. So do that to keep everything going. I used to do that with my car too. I used to clean my car like 3 times a week, even when I was working. Sometimes I'll get off of work and just vacuum the whole car out. Every time somebody get in my car, it's spotless. And that was important to me too, because people see your car and it's a reflection of you. Things got to be in order. It's not about, trying to impress nobody or, trying to put on this fake veil of being clean and no, it is who you are. It's a representation of you. You ever got in somebody's car and it was completely junky and you be like, dang, I didn't know this person was like that. You ever did that? Or somebody pulled up on you, you looked inside their car, they got plates all in the front seat and all kind of mail strewed all about. It's like, I could imagine. If you could see that, then you like, first thing you say is, I can imagine what their house looked like. So never mind the car, never mind the house, imagine what their inside look like. Imagine what their mind look like. It's clearly a reflection of what they got going on inside. As above, so below. As without, as within. And when you read a lot of these self-help books, they all say the same thing, y'all. Any self-help book you read, Think and Grow Rich, any successful book that's where the successful person is teaching you how to be successful, they always say your environment. They always say keeping yourself well kept. And the reason being is because it's an energy. It's an energy. When you go inside them vegan stores, I'm not saying to be a vegan or not to eat meat or nothing like that, but when you go to a lot of those vegetarian stores and vegan stores, most of the people in there have their self together. You ain't never really met a broke vegan or vegetarian. You know what I mean? You go inside a yoga class, right? Go inside a yoga class. Most of the people in them yoga classes got their stuff together. I'm telling you, the majority of them are going to be business owners and people who make good money. It's a lifestyle. Like people say, I'm going on a diet. No, you need to go on a lifestyle. A diet means I'm just doing this for a certain amount of time till I meet a certain amount of weight. Don't go on a diet. Go on a lifestyle. Eat that type of way all the time. Work out that type of way all the time. Keep your things in order. Your house, your car, your mind, your body, your hair. Keep all your stuff in order because it's a discipline. And discipline is the key energy to anything that you want to do powerful. You have to have discipline to be a good martial art artist, to be a good drawing artist, to be a good whatever. It's practice. Discipline. Discipline is the key because it fuels your drive and it fuels what you're trying to do. It does. It gives it energy. It gives it light. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe anything you think is a book everyone needs to read. Yeah. Oh, you said, hold on. Don't believe everything you think. Hold on. Don't believe everything you think is a book everyone needs to read. Discipline is consistency. It's a must. Yeah, discipline is consistency. I think discipline is it's a form of consistency. Yeah, consistency is a form of discipline. Yes. Because sometimes discipline could be doing nothing but consistently. If that makes any sense. If you're a person who does a lot and you need to stop doing it, discipline is not doing nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Or you a person that do nothing at all because you're lazy, discipline makes you do more than you would normally do. You know what I'm saying? Discipline is a lifestyle too. And once you do it a lot, it becomes a lifestyle. It becomes a lifestyle. My biggest non-discipline is food. And right before I got on YouTube, I just started going hard with what I ate. I started watching what I eat. You know what I'm saying? I've been started watching what I ate. So in the last 2 weeks, I think I made it just had tuna fish. Other than that, I just been eating vegetables and oatmeal. I had some tuna fish like the night before. I got tired of vegetables and oatmeal. I did. I got tired of it. So I went and took like 3 cans of tuna fish, and I made a tuna fish sandwich, but I only used 2 pieces of bread with the three cans. And what I did was I just ate it like tuna fish and used the 2 pieces of bread. When normally what I would have did was I would have probably made 3 sandwiches, put cheese on it. I probably would have put butter in the pan, toasted the toast, and made like tuna melts, right? With a bunch of salt and pepper. I didn't do that. I put a little bit of salt, a lot of pepper, a lot of garlic, and that might be the only actual meat I ate in the last 2 weeks. And I feel better. And the reason being is maybe about 2 weeks ago, I went one night, I was up on live, I was on this live right here to probably about like 2 in the morning. And I had took out some hamburger meat, y'all. And the hamburger meat was sitting out all day. And what I did was, because it was sitting out all day, I knew I couldn't put it back in the refrigerator. So what I do, I made a hamburger at like 2 in the morning. And I ate the hamburger, y'all. I didn't like the way I felt the next day. I felt terrible. I felt terrible. And I was like, nah, that's it. That's it. And I haven't, it's been literally 2 weeks. And I haven't ate none of that since. I haven't ate no hamburger. I haven't ate no chicken. And I just made a commitment to myself. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to eating meat like once or twice a month. That's what I'm going to do. I was vegan before. I went without red meat for about 7 years. And I went without pork for like 27 years. But in 2022, I started eating pork again. And I've been eating pork ever since. But I'm about to the rest of this year, I'm not going to eat no more pork. It's over for pork. I don't think I'm going to eat any more chicken. I'm just going to eat fish, and I'm going to eat that every so often. For real. You know what I mean? Why? Because I'm getting up in age, and I know y'all going to see this as contradiction because I have cleared my cholesterol and type 2 diabetes a few times when I was in prison. But I'm going to be honest, since I've been out of prison, I haven't been doing cleanup meditations. I've been doing meditations for protection, especially since I've been on YouTube, but I haven't been doing cleanup meditations to clean my blood cells and to clean my heart and to clean the cholesterol they say I have and all these things. I haven't been doing a lot of that, y'all, because I've been working and because I've been doing a lot. So it's like when I lay down to rest, I'll do a quick meditation and I'll go to rest. You know what I'm saying? A cleaning meditation, the way I do them, it might take me an hour. And I used to do that in prison in order to kill time, even though you can't really kill time. But that's what I would do. I would clean my body out and I would do it for about an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours, y'all. I would lay there and just clean my body out piece by piece by piece by piece. And those were the times when I would change my whole molecular structure and they'd be like, how did you do it? And it really works. You know what I mean? But since I've been home, I'm being honest with y'all. Because one, I'm fornicating a lot more than I was when I was in there. I'm eating more horrible than I was when I was in there. And I'm moving around a lot. So when I do get home and I do start some of my meditations, when I have the intentions to do a clean out, I'll meditate myself to sleep. I'll get the vibrating so high on some of these meditations, I'll go to sleep and I will never make it because I start at my head to my feet. And when I do a clean out, I never get past my head, y'all. By the time I get down, I'll be asleep. I wake up the next morning and I'll be like, damn, I didn't even finish my meditation. I wake up, I put myself to sleep because I'm running around too much. So knowing that I'm not doing clean outs as much as I should, I have to change my diet. I have to. So I just been eating a lot of oatmeal, a lot of vegetables. I just discovered what do you call them? Asparagus. Oh, y'all, I love me some asparagus. I just discovered this asparagus. I just discovered this asparagus. Like my grandmother never made it, so I I never had it. I just discovered asparagus. Oh, it is so good. It reminds me of string beans, the old string beans. You know, the ones with the ends on them, not the canned ones, the ones you got to soak. That's what it reminds me of. And I loved string beans, those kind of string beans as a kid. So I just discovered asparagus. So I've been eating a lot of asparagus. I've been eating a lot of salad. Been eating a lot of olives, even though olives has a lot of sugar. I mean salt, because it's sitting in that brine and that vinegar and stuff, right? So I've been eating a lot of salads and asparagus and broccoli and but smoothies really. I've been drinking smoothies. I'll drink smoothies for 3 days. I'll drink smoothies for 3 days. I'll do 3 days and 4 days of nothing solid, just water and smoothies. Going for walks help. Yeah, I walked today. Yep, walks are good. Walks are real good. Rinse the olives off in water. I did. That's what I did. That's what I did. I rinsed them off. You can still take, when you rinse them off though, of course it takes off a lot of the sodium, right? But the thing with olives though, when you rinse them off and you bite into them, you can taste all the salt come right out. I did it last night. I took a handful and I rinsed them off real good. So what I'm going to do now, just to test it, I'm going to soak them in water. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take them out the brine and soak them in water and then see if it takes a little bit more of it out. Because as soon as I bit into that thing, it was like I never even rinsed them. I could taste all the sodium in them. But I love me some olives. And I brought me some mushrooms too, like to put in the thing. But I don't know, I ain't like them. They taste a little funky. They taste a little funky. And salads, I do different kind of salads. I do 3 different kind of salads, like to mix it up. But I definitely got to find some more non-meat things to eat. You know what I mean? Because when I was vegan, I used to eat a lot of potatoes. I can't even say I was vegan. I just didn't eat meat. Let me just say that. I didn't eat meat. I'm not going to say I was vegan because I was still eating cheese. I forgot what you call that. But I was still eating cheese. And I was still eating dairy and stuff. I wasn't eating eggs, but I still was eating dairy. But I don't know what y'all call that. But I wasn't eating actual meat. I wasn't eating no flesh. I did that for a year. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to find more things to eat for real. But you know what? You know how I did it the 2 weeks? Because I thought I wasn't going to be able to do it 2 weeks out in this free world. You know how I was able to do it, y'all? What I started doing was I started fasting first. Like the beginning of this year, I started fasting. Every now and again, I'll go like 1 day without drinking or eating nothing. The next day, I'll drink water. And then the third day, I'll drink a smoothie, right? So that's how I've been able to do it, is because I've been doing 3 days with nothing. So now when I come off of the nothing, then I go into the vegetables. And because I just had 3 days without nothing, you be excited. You got to trick yourself. You be excited to eat a salad. Onions, salad, cucumbers, olives. So now you excited like, yeah, I'm about to eat a salad. You know what I mean? Because you've been like really just drinking smoothies or nothing or water for the last 3 days. So now the salad feels a little exciting. You know what I mean? So that day I'll eat the salad and I'll drink a bunch of smoothies. And then I'll be like, all right, the next day I'm going to eat some oatmeal. So now that day comes and it's the oatmeal day. And I'll be excited like, okay, now it's oatmeal. And then I eat the oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? And then the next day I was, what did I eat? Oh, I ate some, I had some granola, some trail mix, and I ate some fruit. Granola, trail mix, and fruit. You know what I mean? So you got to trick yourself. When you go 3 days without really eating, almost anything tastes good. I learned that from prison, y'all. I used to be in prison fasting, and then, you know, you got to get what they give you. So when I was in the box in solitary confinement, and they would bring a tray, and I just came off a 3-day fast, they might have something that is not even edible, but it'll be an apple. And I'd be like, and I don't like apples. Apples is my worst fruit. Apples and bananas I do not like. I'm keeping it real, y'all. I can only drink them or eat them in smoothies or oatmeal. Apples and bananas is my 2 worst fruits. And in prison, that's all they give you, apples and bananas. Maybe that's why. So you'd be surprised. When I used to be hungry, beans are good too. Yep, beans are good. So you'd be surprised. I'll come up for a 3-day fast and they'll have a horrible meal for lunch, dinner. I wouldn't eat. And I'll be like, man, CO, let me get another apple, man. I'm straight. He'll give you 2 apples. Do you know how good any kind of fruit tastes? Even your least favorite fruit, after you ain't ate in 3 days? Man, I'm telling y'all, you gotta trick yourself. So that's what I do out here. When you hungry, shit that ain't all of that, that you just be like, it's just an apple or a banana. Try eating a banana after you ain't ate for like 3 days and tell me and then report back to me. Or something as simple as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Don't eat for 3 days and eat you 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're gonna taste every single high fructose. Now let me stop. You're gonna taste every single ingredient in that peanut butter and jelly, y'all. I'm telling you. So that made it easy. Like when you fasted, it makes it easy because you when you're hungry, you just be like, all right, I'm gonna just eat it. I'm starving, and you be happy. You know what I'm saying? For real. But beans is real good too. You just reminded me. You right. Beans is real good. I forgot about beans. You right. That's perfect actually. A bunch of protein. You could get your protein from the beans. And I actually love beans. You know what I mean? I just can't put a bunch of salt in them. But I actually love beans. I love all kinds of beans. I'm gonna get me a you know what I'm gonna get me? I'm gonna get me a cookbook. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a vegetarian or a vegan cookbook and just learn new stuff because I like to cook. That's what I'm gonna do. I just fell in love with asparagus. I think I could eat asparagus every day. I just need something else like asparagus that I could hook up in my own special little way. Beans and rice, yeah, rice is good. Rice is cool. Beans is good. I love beans. I love beans. Um, but I want to be able to I want to figure out how to use eggplants because I know they make a lot of stuff with eggplants and mushrooms because they got mushrooms they say taste like chicken. I gotta find out what kind of mushrooms them is, and I want to learn how to make things with mushrooms too. It's not good to eat asparagus every day. No, why not? Why not, Sydney? I said I could. I haven't though. I ate it for like 2 days in a row though. But I wonder why. Why it's not good to eat asparagus every day? What is it? Is it high in something? I take them and I make them with olive oil and onions and a little bit of salt, a lot of pepper, and a lot of garlic. That's how I've been making them. But I wonder why it's not good to eat asparagus every day. What's wrong with that? I actually like okra too. I just don't know how to make okra. I haven't had okra in a long time. I heard okra is real good for you. I do got a taste for some okra, but I don't know how to make it. But yeah, health is wealth, y'all. Health is wealth. And since I've been eating like this, I feel so much lighter. I feel lighter. I have more energy. I'm more focused. Everybody can see it too. Everybody can see it. My family members who've been watching the live, they're like, man, you just look so energetic. You look so happy. Your skin is glowing a little more. And I'm like, because I'm eating different. And then I went and brought me some beet chews. I went and brought me some garlic tablets. Um, I got some fiber. And when you use supplements, it tricks your body too, because then you don't need to eat as much. It actually fills you up. You know what I mean? You feel like you ate a whole. Because one bowl of oatmeal a day, that ain't never would have never did nothing for me. It really wouldn't. But because I'm taking the supplements, it does. And then I'm drinking the smoothies, and then I'm drinking protein shakes too. So you gotta watch it with a lot of that stuff too. I don't really trust it. I know it's supposed to be good, but it just feels like somewhere down the line they're gonna say there's something in the protein shakes we shouldn't be having. It can mess your kidneys up and give you gas problems. Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I wonder though with me taking as much fiber as I'm taking, right? Because I'm taking Metamucil and I'm eating a lot of oats. I'm eating oatmeal and I'm eating granola and rolled oats, right? So I wonder because I'm taking a lot of fiber. I'm taking ashwagandha and elderberry, which is all for your digestive system. So I wonder if because I'm going regularly, can it be excused because I'm going so much due to all the fiber that I'm eating? And that's another thing, y'all. You drink them smoothies, man. I think they've been having me going to the bathroom twice a day now, twice a day. But it's good though because I have something going on with my digestive system that I really need to get checked, and it's all smoothing itself out. Cause I'm not I got bad gas, and it's funny you say that because dairy does that. I'm not good with dairy no more. I almost don't even drink milk anymore. Even though milk is not good for us anyway, but I was a big milk person, y'all. Oh man, I was big with milk. I like milk with my oatmeal. I like milk with my waffles. You know, I like milk with cakes and cookies when I was eating cakes and cookies. I was a big milk person. Milk with my breakfast. We are supposed to have to use the bathroom after each meal. Yeah, I've been going regularly now. I go once or at least twice a day now. Now that I'm drinking them smoothies, you know what I mean? But it's a clean feel. You feel clean. You feel clean, you feel more focused. Your house is clean, you in there making smoothies. I don't know, it's just a feeling about when you actually putting together a smoothie and you putting all the different ingredients in there. You know what I'm saying? And your house is clean, your mind is clean, everything is laid out. It's a lifestyle, y'all. So when people are like, oh, you on a diet? Nah, I'm not on a diet. This is my lifestyle. I'm gonna start living like this. I'm getting up in age. I'll be 50 in 3 more years, man. I need to keep this thing. People go get oil tunes and tune ups. You know what I'm saying? Rims, tints. If they get a little nickel in their car, they going to fix it. We gotta do the same thing with our bodies, y'all. We gotta do the same thing, man. You only get one of these. You could buy another car. You know what I'm saying? And we treat our bodies like we treat our car. Especially when you got a foreign car, you spending all that money on that expensive gas. Man, I used to have to go get that expensive gas. Everybody else gas $3.99. I got to put $5.99 in this truck. Oh no, I'm treating my body. Don't get me wrong. I was getting lazy. I was, but I caught myself because I was feeling different. I didn't like the way I was feeling, and I don't sit in it. I just fix it. I force myself. And I ain't the biggest disciplined person, y'all, but I will force myself quick, especially when it comes to my health. I only get one of these, y'all. We only get one of these. I mean, in this lifetime, I should say. Would you rather be rich but never have friends, or always broke but always have a long life and loyal friends? Uh, I don't. I would never want to be rich and not have friends. Nah, nah. I wouldn't want to be rich and not have friends. But you could always get money. My friends, we gonna get some money together. Because my friends, we share the same. I don't think I have no friends that we don't share the same goals and aspirations. We might have different spiritual beliefs, right? We might have different morals and principles when it comes to certain things. But when it comes to money, it's sad to say, I guess because I'm a street dude and all my friends are street dudes. Like when we put our heads together, and as we about to in these next coming months, yeah, we get all the money we need. I wouldn't trade money for no human beings that I love and care about whatsoever, because you could always get money, man. You speaking to a guy who believes money grows on trees. It's gonna always happen for you. All you gotta do is be patient and will it to happen. But the type of friends that I have, I couldn't replace these brothers, man. And you know, it's probably people will be similar, but it's not the person. You know what I'm saying? It's still not the person. They might have similar ways and personalities, but nah, man. And all my friends I know over 30 years, every last one of them. I wouldn't trade them. I don't have many, but the ones I do have, I wouldn't trade them for $1 million. If somebody said we give you $2 million for every friend you got, I wouldn't trade near one of them. I wouldn't, because we can get that together. Hold on, y'all. Let me read this comment. If you eat 3 times a day, you should go 3 times a day. Yeah, I don't go that much, but I have been going twice a day. Eating clean is where's it at? It feels clean. It feel, have, yeah, I like the protein shakes. You know why I do the protein shakes? Because it fills me up. Man, I used to eat. Could eat. I'm talking about I eat a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I use the protein shakes, and sometimes I even put them inside the smoothie with the fruits or in the vegetables, right? I do it to trick my body into being full, but I don't use a lot. I do it just to trick my body into being full, to get with a little nutrients in it. I don't trust protein shakes though. I don't know why. It seems unnatural to take a little cup of something, put it in the blender and drink it, and it makes your body think that it's full. I don't think that's all the way natural. I don't know. That it could be just me, but if you're full, you should really be full. If it's tricking my body into being full, I think it's something unnatural with that, if that makes any sense. But I do it because I want to be full. Because I ain't got the discipline. I haven't done it this time, but in prison or in my entire life, when I ever try to do a diet, I might go a few days, and then for me fake starving myself, the minute opportunity presents itself, I'll pig out and I'll blow everything. The whole 3-4 days I did, you know what I'm saying, fasting or whatever I was going through, I would blow it. I'll be hungry, man, and then if I'm with somebody and they're eating, and then I'll just be like, man, forget it. You know what I'm saying? So I use the protein shakes because it makes me full. So I don't go picking, because I still got a cabinet full of snacks. I do. The only snack I don't have is potato chips, because they're my weakness. That's my weakness. I'm not really a cake or cookie person like that. I like ice cream a little bit. I don't eat candy at all, but I'm not a sugar. You know, I either sugar or salt. I'm a salt guy. I like salt. Potato chips is my weakness. Potato chips and crackers and cheese. I know it sounds like some old man stuff, but potato chips and crackers and cheese. Now, with me not eating meat, you would think that I would do the crackers and cheese thing because it'd be the perfect opportunity. But because the cheese is no good and it has sodium and it's bad for your cholesterol, and the crackers is no good, so I ain't been eating it. I laid off of it, and I ain't buy no potato chips this month. Because I'll eat a whole bag of chips. I don't care if it's the size of a pillowcase. I don't know how to open a bag of chips and not eat the whole thing. I have no discipline and reserve when it comes to potato chips. So I didn't even buy none. I didn't even buy not one bag, y'all. And even when I call myself cutting back, I'll just get a bag. I didn't get one. I didn't get none. When buying fruits and vegetables, check PLU and make sure it's 8 or better. What's PLU? Teach me something. What is that? PLU and make sure it's 8 or better? What is that? I don't even know what that is. Z, my real friend, no one would allow me to break me. Certain amount of trusted friends in life. That's right, y'all. Oh, Dr. CB. Yeah, he has a real good diet. But see, Dr. CB was a spiritualist too. That was a powerful brother, man. I don't want to get too deep into him because I think sometimes if we say or type his name, I think they start monitoring us. But he had everything in moderation. That is true. Everything in moderation. Yeah, Dr. CB, he had a Sebi, CB, whatever when you say it. He was on to something. He was on to something. Even his dietary, plans were based on spiritual things. That was a powerful brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Very, very powerful, y'all. And I learned a lot from him. Even with that mucus thing, like I started paying attention, and he was right. He didn't never lie. I noticed when I eat before going to bed, and then I wake up, you have the crustation around your eyes. My mouth would be cakey. That be the mucus. You have boogers in your nose. That's the mucus, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never lie about that. That's true. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped eating before bed most of the time, except when I ate that hamburger 2 weeks ago. That's my last hamburger though. I don't think I'm gonna eat another hamburger for a few years. I didn't like it. I felt drained. I had a headache all day the next day. I know my blood pressure was through the roof. You know what I'm saying? At that time. And I just turned it around. So I'm done. I ain't eating. I probably won't eat another burger for a whole year. Oh, the barcode. The ingredients on the chips that says yellow 5 and yellow 6 chemicals. Yeah, I'm kind of privy to some of the things on these labels, like the high fructose corn sugar, and I've been knew about yellow 5. Anybody in the Nation of Islam or the Nation of the Gods and the Earth know about yellow 5 and stuff like that. So it's important to read what's on stuff though. That's true. I'm a peanut butter and jelly head. I got organic peanut butter and jelly. The peanut butter ain't all that good. I'm gonna be honest. But the jelly is amazing. I will never ever eat the high fructose corn sugar syrup. Jelly ever again. It's this organic jelly I get. It's like a little tube. It's great. It's about 6 and some change though. It's expensive, but it tastes way better though. It's straight strawberries and it's not grapes. It's strawberry. 'Cause I like strawberry preserves, right? Man, this stuff is amazing. I swear, I'm gonna go back and probably buy like a few of them and just keep them in my refrigerator and stockpile them just in case they run out of them. I'll never go back to regular jelly because most jelly got high fructose corn sugar and it's horrible for us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm privy to some things, but I haven't like been on my like dietary paying attention to stuff in years. But I'm about to get back on it. In 2012, when I was on my little not eating meat kick. I was real health conscious, and in the Bronx they have a whole supermarket of organic stuff. A whole supermarket. Anything you can use in your home, they got organic stuff in this supermarket. So in 2012, I was paying attention to everything I put in my body. That's when I had my spiritual awakening. But I was still sleeping with a whole bunch of women, right? Sometimes the hypocrisy we do down here is amazing. I wasn't eating no meat. I was reading all the labels. I was real conscious about what I was putting in my body. I was taking a shot of mother root apple cider vinegar every morning. Man, I was on it. Y'all. I'm telling you. Drinking a bunch of water. But then I'll do all them preparations, and then I'll go meet a woman and just go do things I ain't had no business. I was backwards. Now I laugh about it, but it's like in the neighborhood when you with the guys who don't eat pork. But they don't eat pork, but they smoking a blunt, drinking a 40, but they don't eat pork, but you smoking a blunt, drinking a 40. You know what I'm saying? Or the guys who coming off the street in prison who was a dope fiend and crackhead in the street, then they coming in, they don't eat pork, but you smoking crack and shooting heroin in the streets, but you don't eat pork. I ain't judging them because I used to do weird stuff like that too. The tags on fruit and vegetables tell you how they're grown and for down to grow with pesticides and chemical aid is better for supposed to be organic. Okay. Yeah, I've been out 3 years, right? And I was just telling somebody this. 3 years ago when I was out, I used to get grapes with seeds in them. There's no more grapes with seeds in them. I don't know where y'all at, but in the Northeast, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, I can't find no grapes with seeds in it and no watermelon with seeds in it. And I know for a fact that 3 years ago when I got out, there was, because I would always buy the ones with seeds. I would buy them. You have to pick through them and find the ones with seeds. So I knew that they exist. I go to the same stores I've been going to, and I look at it now, and there's no more seeds with grapes with seeds at all. Not in the Northeast. Maybe in the South, or maybe in California where they actually, still making grapes if they still making real grapes. But I haven't seen a seed in a grape or in a watermelon in the last 2 years. So it's all kind of African wild black honey. What's that? African wild black honey. What that does? Coral toothpaste. Yeah, I'm hip to coral toothpaste. Yup. Try natural honey butternut. Where you natural honey butternut? It's like peanut butter. It sounds good. Yeah. Farmers market usually have grapes and watermelon with seeds in it. All right. Well, ain't really no farmers market where I'm at. That's why I'm going. I'm going to the south, man. I'm going down. I'm going south. I'm going down there, man. I'm going where you can still buy stuff from people. You know what I mean? I was getting eggs from somebody, and it's a different taste. Like eggs fresh out the chicken, you could tell the difference. You could tell the difference. I didn't really know it was a difference, but you could definitely tell the difference. They're just lighter. They're lighter. They're like sweeter. It just feels more natural. And did y'all know? I just found this out, y'all. Sour sop. I heard of sour sop. I heard of it, but I ain't too. Oh, the brothers who gave me my awakening, they on all of it. I'm about to tap back in with them. Get the sour sop, the sea moss, the lion's mane. I'm about to get back on it. I'm telling you, I'm about to get back on it. My mucus levels was bad. Y'all can hear me sometimes. I talk and be mucus catching up. Nah, I don't like that. But it's coming out, and I've been way better. I've been way better. You know what I'm saying? Man, honey, black honey, that's what we do. Psychedelic, just like LSD. Man, we talking about natural stuff, and you talking about natural psychedelics. I don't want no psychedelics, man. Mushrooms is natural too. That don't mean I'm taking them. I'm in PA, and every once in a while they come through the season in the farmers market with seeds. Or every now and again, yeah, y'all in PA. That's why. Yeah, in PA, they it's a lot of farmers down there. And I love grapes too, man. But these seedless grapes, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it a buck. These seedless grapes, I could tell that they're not real, but they taste. I think they extra sweet in them. They're extra sweet. They're extra crunchy. You know what I'm talking about? Them perfect little round, them perfectly round green grapes. Man, they good, y'all. And I know I ain't got no business eating them fake grapes. And then you try to tell yourself, well, it's a grape. It ain't that bad. But we don't know. I don't know what the hell that is. We don't know what that is. It don't got no seeds in it, and they're good. Like, they're real sweet. They're crunchy. You leave them in the refrigerator, get nice and cold, but I know it's not real. Remember my son in the Matrix? He said, I know this steak ain't real, but he was enjoying it. I know it's not real. I know it's not, man. I know it's not. Certain teas help with mucus, or cayenne, lemon, ginger. I'm gonna get a book. I'm gonna get a herbalist book. My brothers, they're big on all of this stuff. This is actually what they do. This is actually what they do. When we get things popping, I'm not. I'm gonna use them because they are specialists at the body and all of these natural remedies, and you know how to put certain juices together for whatever effect you're trying to get. Once I get this thing popping, because this is what this channel gonna be about: physical health, mental health, spiritual health. You know what I'm saying, and maybe financial, because I might throw that in there because I'm not gonna be up here saying certain things, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna open up a chat and a separate Zoom for certain things. I'm not gonna put everything up on here like this. I'm being honest with y'all. However, when I get everything the way I need it to be, we gonna have a whole holistic joint on whatever you may need. Because my brothers they've been doing this for over 20 years. I'm telling you, they like the Dr. Sebis of the South Bronx. I'm not making this up. These brothers is they health nuts. I don't think when I was not eating meat in 2012, they ain't never start back. They had me on these diets, and they never stopped back. And these brothers got me by like 7 to 10 years, and they look my age, for real. So when we get this thing up and running, we gonna have a whole thing on what to do and what not to do, what to eat for what you need it to be. I'm not super privy in that. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not, but I'm about to be. I'm about to be. I'm gonna do a lot more learning because I know that they poisoning us. They've been poisoning us. You know what I'm saying? They've been poisoning us. So I'm about to change the way I eat, and it's a must too, because we got to stay out of these. Let's put it like this: if I seen people say that in Walmart, there's secret doors and secret tunnels, and they're kidnapping people in Walmart, right? I seen the biggest conspiracy theories, right? But people still eat out of there. If that's the case, then if they're actually using these places, these facilities to do things like that, then why would you eat anything out of there? If they doing stuff that extreme, if you believe they are, why would you eat out of there? And that's just realistic. Like, whoever's making the fake grapes, you probably can't eat nothing out of there. You probably can't eat the peanuts either. I get a lot of trail mix. You probably can't eat none of that. I want to go somewhere where I could get some of this stuff. I mean, most of it don't grow here. But whatever that does grow here, I need to go somewhere where there is a farmer's market, and I could go get me some real watermelons and some real grapes. For real. Then at least when I make my smoothies or I make my juices, it's carrots, cucumbers, get some real apples and all of that. For real. I'll just pass on, no matter how much I like plums and cantaloupe and all of that. If it ain't grown and it ain't real, I ain't even gonna eat it. And that's the cantaloupe too. I cut open a cantaloupe. Remember how cantaloupes used to have all of that slimy little seeds and all that stuff in the middle? I cut open a cantaloupe the other day. Wasn't nothing in the middle. It was just cantaloupe. Where the fuck did the seeds and all that mucus and all that stuff go? You know, that it looked like the inside of a pumpkin a little bit. Man, I cut one open. There wasn't none of that in the inside. Where did all that go? How did they make that thing form like that? And the stuff that's supposed to be in the middle wasn't even in the middle. Like, I'm telling y'all, man, they doing all kind of shit, man. For real. How did they even make that? Like, how did they make that? Y'all seen the video when they was making the cabbage out of the 3D printer and they was layering the cabbage, layering it, and it ended up being a cabbage, and they broke it open and it looked just like a cabbage, but it wasn't really a cabbage. It was a 3D printer making a cabbage. Y'all seen that? Or was it lettuce? It was lettuce, excuse me, not cabbage, lettuce. Crazy. It's like we can't have shit no more. They're like, all right, y'all want to eat vegetables? We're going to make fake vegetables. Y'all want to eat fruit? All right, we're going to make fake fruit, and we're going to genetically modify it and put some kind of poison inside a fruit that you think is a fruit. If the fruit ain't fruiting, what the hell we going to do if the fruit ain't fruiting? Yeah, fake lettuce. Oh, that was back in 2016? Yeah, I seen it on TV. I seen it on YouTube or something. They was making it with a 3D printer. And it was fake lettuce, which is crazy. Man, my wife makes her own deodorant and natural butter and cream and lotion. I seen people making all of that's good. Man, drop a what do you call that? Email or something up there, or give me somewhere where I could get that, cause I'll buy that. I'll buy, especially the deodorant. We ain't even really supposed to be putting deodorant under our arms like that. We ain't supposed to be putting deodorant under our arms like that. I don't use a lot of deodorant. I swear, everybody that knows me laughs. When I put deodorant on, I go like this. Pat, pat. You know how you see people when they be like this? You're not supposed to do that. You're blocking all your pores, and that shit is seeping into your pores. You're not supposed to. You ain't really even supposed to use it. But when I do use it, I put a streak. Bat and bat. Because I'm going to be in the shower less than 24 hours anyway. Why do I need to cover myself in deodorant and constantly cake it on just to wash it off in a couple of hours anyway when you get back in the water? I just put just enough. Because I don't shave my underarms. I know some people do. I guess when you shave it, you don't need deodorant. But I think I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet. I just don't feel right shaving my body, though. I ain't going to lie. I know, don't say ill, but I'm just saying I don't feel right. I shave this and that's it. But go to Mexican market, they have watermelon with seeds in it. They do? The Mexican market? Fun fact, certain body types can't eat certain foods. Look up, you're supposed to be eaten by your blood type. I don't even know my blood type, and this is just the spirit leading me to that question because somebody was speaking about blood types, and I think I should go find out what is my blood type. I really should find out what's my, and I thought about it. I'm about to write that down too, actually. Matter of factly, you ain't never lie. I've been said I was gonna go find out what's my blood type, and you just reminded me, and I just said that maybe like 2-3 days ago on this live. I got a doctor's appointment in a few days. I need to go find out my blood type. You absolutely right. Thank you for that. Hold on, y'all. And put that put up a something like a website, or if y'all got a email where I could get that natural deodorant, please, because I'm real cautious about deodorant. I only use a little bit of deodorant. I used to get weed from the dispensary. I stopped. I can't trust anything the government got their hands in. People been saying that too. People been saying that too about the weed. Who was that who said they make I have a master, Dr. Sebi. Oh, you repeating me? Yeah, I'm telling you, my brothers they taught me everything that I know spiritually. and they're also herbalists. They're herbalists. I'm not, but I do want to learn. I do want to learn because people need to eat better. You know what I mean? We need to have things, little herbs that we could put together to, no matter what ailment we got. Because, you know, you could probably pray and meditate everything away, but sometimes you might be weak, you know, moving too much or not meditating enough, or something slips in, then you might already be in a state of a sickness or a sore throat or a headache. You know what I'm saying? Put together a little remedy, take it and knock it out. You know what I'm saying? Man, we only get one body, y'all. I ate a lot of strawberries and fruit, so my body smells like fruits. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't need deodorant. Oh, okay. That's what they about deodorant. Yeah, I don't use a lot, and sometimes I don't use it at all. You're right. You ain't never lie about that, because they say that. They say like your underarms and your feet and all those things. If you eating clean and eating right, they won't be bad. I really don't have them problems, but um with my underarm with deodorant, I'm telling y'all, for the last 12 years now, I rarely use deodorant. I really do. I really do. I only use one little swipe, bam, and bam. That's it. I see people, they be. I don't do that, and you really don't need that much for real. You don't. Well, I don't. I don't. But if anybody got any organic deodorant spots, organic soap, organic lotion, let me get any of that. You could use aloe. The brothers put me on to aloe. We was using aloe. It's a little sticky, but what they was using, aloe and like orange peels, and what else they was putting in there. I ain't gonna give up all these secrets. It's probably a secret recipe. But they had me using that aloe back in 2012, like taking the aloe plant and splitting the aloe plant and taking the insides of the aloe out, and vitamin E. You know how you get the vitamin E, them little clear little pills, the vitamin E. Squeeze all the vitamin E out of it. Take it with the aloe. Mix it with the aloe. It's real good for your skin. Just for like a black people, we get ashy. Perfect. If you detox, you can stop using it altogether. So I've heard. So I've heard. So I've heard. So I've heard. I believe that if you eating clean, your body ain't gonna, because your underarms, your feet, your breath, all of those things, your poop when you go to the bathroom, all those things are determined by what you're putting into your body. When you don't put bad stuff into your body, your orifices are not gonna, you know, give off certain smells or certain energies. I believe that. That's a fact. You ain't say nothing wrong. But never mind detox. Let's get in a state of not needing a detox. Let's get in a state of practicing these practices and living this type of way. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing. The last 2 weeks, I'm telling you, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I probably won't eat no more fried chicken this whole year. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I know how to eat spaghetti a certain way. I love making spaghetti. I got a request for some spaghetti, but I didn't make it. I didn't make it because I don't want to put sausage in it. I don't want that right now. I don't want it right now. I got some things to do, man. No, I appreciate you. Thank you. I wrote down my blood type because I somebody said it in the chat the other day, was like, hey, what's your blood type? Depending on your blood type. And I really don't know my blood type. How I don't know my blood type? But I know my car take WD-40, right? I know what my car take. I know what kind of gas I'm putting in my car, but I don't even know my own damn blood type. Oh, we gotta fix that. We gotta fix that. Yeah, I'm losing weight now. I'm losing weight now. I lost in the last 2 weeks. I mean, it ain't a lot of weight, but I definitely lost 8 pounds. And I weigh myself with my stomach when I wake up in the morning after I urinate, and then I weigh myself. And I lost 8 pounds in the last 2 weeks, and I haven't been working out. I just been eating different. I just been eating different. I ate bread one time this whole week. That's another bad thing for me too. I only eat wheat bread, but it don't matter. Bread ain't good for ain't good for me at all. You said Domino's and spaghetti. Yeah, I didn't make it. Somebody I had this female friend was like, please make the spaghetti. My kids want you to make the spaghetti. And I promised that I was supposed to make it Sunday, but she didn't know that I was fasting and I was eating clean. And I just told her, was like, give me a couple weeks and I might make it just for them. But I just been afraid to do it now because if I catch myself on one of them hungry days and I start frying up that sausage and making that spaghetti, and I'm gonna do the wrong thing. And I mean that, like I'm not gonna eat meat for a while. I'm gonna give myself like a good year, and even when I do, it's probably be like fish. I'm done with red meat. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. I came home. I've been eating steak, hamburgers, and all. I'm done. That last hamburger, that's gonna be my last hamburger of 2026, y'all. I'm done with that shit. I stopped eating meat for 7 years. I felt different when I would not. I'm talking about red meat. I stopped eating pork and red. I didn't eat pork for 27 years. I keep saying that, but red meat, beef. I didn't eat beef for 7 years. I felt the difference, man. Cause I don't really need it. I'm not a beef person anyway. My biggest weakness is chicken. The chicken is gonna be a problem for me. But I don't. I'm done with chicken patties. I ain't ate a chicken patty in over 6 months. I used to love chicken patties, man, because I wasn't really a hamburger person, and these chicken patties been real chewy, y'all. The chicken patties been chewy, and the chicken breasts have been chewy. I swear I don't think them chicken patties got no chicken in it no more. I swear I don't think them chicken patties consist of no chicken. I'm done. They just too chewy. You been eating three things for the last month. What you been eating? Eat when the sun's out. Stop eating before the sun goes down. Baby steps on your health journey. I heard that before. You ain't say one thing that was wrong. I don't know. You know what you're talking about because a lot of the stuff you saying I've read. Yep, a lot of the stuff you saying I read. You ain't saying nothing wrong. Fasting people are gonna wonder if you're sick or not. Fake chicken patties, super fake chicken patties, bro. Oh, I love sardines, bro. I love sardines. I didn't buy none. I was gonna buy some, but I eat sardines with crackers. Sardines and crackers is one of my favorite things, but I'm trying to stay away from the sodium and crackers because I eat a whole sleeve of crackers. I eat a whole box of crackers in like 2 days. I overindulge. So I didn't buy no sardines because I only like to eat them with crackers, and I didn't want to buy no crackers, so I didn't buy no sardines. But yeah, all them chicken patties is terrible, man. I used to love chicken patties, like not being a hamburger person. I didn't eat pork, so whenever I went to McDonald's, the only thing I would get was I didn't. Oh, that's another thing. I don't think I had McDonald's in almost a year, cause the only thing I ate from McDonald's was chicken patties and chicken nuggets and fries. That's the only shit I ate out of there. I haven't ate McDonald's in almost a year. I don't think I'm ever eating McDonald's ever again, y'all. It's over for that. It's over. All of them. The only place I still eat from is Subway. I still eat from Subway because I get my tuna fish sandwiches from Subway. But I think I'm done with cold cuts. I've been eating cold cuts. I don't like the cold cuts no more, y'all. The cold cuts, chicken patties, shit that I used to be my go to, like turkey meat. I used to always make turkey and cheese sandwiches. That's like my go to. I don't know, y'all. Like it don't taste none of this shit. I don't know. The food ain't food no more. For real. When it gets to the point where vegetables and fruit is tasting better than the chicken and all the other stuff, then that means something ain't right. Like the food ain't food to me no more. I don't know what it is. It's just I'm done. I'm cool. I'm cool. Fish still tastes like fish. The fish is still good. Salmon is still good. I still like fish. Fish has, to me, hasn't changed. Now, is it probably a little different? Is it like genetically modified or is it like grown in the lab somewhere? Probably. But I can't tell. Fish still tastes like fish. All the other stuff, it don't taste like it used to taste. Word up, y'all. I'm keeping it real. I'm straight. I don't want no more of it. Smoke cereal, turkey breast, and make your own sliced turkey for the day. Nah, I'm good on the turkey, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know. I don't like it no more. I don't like it. And I make turkey wings, like real turkey wings. That's one of my specialties too. When I was making the turkey wings, and I was taught to boil it before you bake it and stuff. Boil it with a little vinegar and stuff. And I was boiling it, even that, like at first, and people love my turkey wings. It was like, make turkey wings, and I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It just don't seem. I don't know. It don't seem right. It don't seem right no more. I'm gonna just leave it alone completely. You know what I mean? I might eat some fried chicken maybe, but this is the chicken that I'm not mind. I don't mind the little chicken wings, the little wingettes. Maybe because they're so small that you can't tell. But I used to like breasts, thighs, and chicken patties. The breasts, the thighs, and the chicken patties are way too chewy. It don't seem real no more. You know what I mean? So the wingettes, you can't tell because it's a small piece of chicken and it's dark meat, right? So maybe because it's so small, you can't tell. And then again, I make that in my house. You know what I'm saying? That's what I actually make. I make wingettes. I don't buy turkey breasts and thighs in the house. That's shit that I buy like from KFC or Popeyes and all of that. But I'm done, man. I think I'm done with fast food. I'm done with all of it. I think only one I might get is tuna fish wraps from Subway. But all the other fast food is over. I don't want no French fries. I don't want nothing. I'm not eating that shit no more. It's over. I had my fun. I've been home 3 years. I just been eating everything. It's over. It's time to shut it down. Wingettes are bogus. Buy your wings, chop them yourself, and make wingettes. You right, bro, but I'm cool. I'm straight. I ain't eating none of that shit for a minute, man. I promise you. John, ain't time of meat for 3 o'clock. The only fruits I'll probably eat is the size of my hand. It really don't. I told my kids that they are grown and they just wanted me to cook. Yeah, I mean, come on, home cooked meal. And that's another thing too. I ain't getting no home cooked meals. So it ain't like I'm missing nothing. You know what I mean? I mean, I cook my own home cooked meals. I could cook too certain things. You know what I mean? But the fact that somebody else ain't cooking for me and I ain't really been cooking, I'm straight. There's a young lady who sell plates of soul food out here and stuff, and it's good. I'm not gonna lie, her food is amazing. This young lady can throw down, y'all. But guess what happens? First of all, my greedy ass, I'm gonna spend $20 on a plate, right? Because the plates is $20. So I don't care if I get the baked chicken, whatever she got going over there, the fried fish, whatever. I'm always gonna get the same two things. I'm gonna get baked macaroni and cheese and yams, right? And then I always get a side of cabbage because her cabbage is real good. And I still get a side of cabbage with cornbread. After my greedy ass eat all of that, what happened? Itis. Straight itis. I can't do nothing after I eat it. It's so bad that if I buy her plate and I'm outside, I'll just leave it in my car in the bag and wait till I get home. I can't eat it and then drive around. I can't eat it and then be outside. I literally have to eat it before I lay down, and then I eat it, lay down, and then go to sleep. So if I can't eat this because it's gonna drain all my energy when I'm outside, then I ain't got no business eating that shit. For real. And she been calling me like, well, I got a deal for you. I'll give you 2 plates for this. And I'm like, sweetheart, I've been cool. It's been the last 2 weeks. She like, where you at? You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? I'm probably one of her, I ain't gonna say biggest customers because I only be spending like 20, 30, $40 with her and stuff like that. But she been calling me and I was like, nah. And I don't like telling people when I'm fasting. So I ain't want to tell her that I was fasting. But then I bumped into her at the store. I was putting money on Cash App and I bumped into her and she was like, what's up? And I was like, nah, I'm been changing my diet. You know, cause she a little older than me. I'm saying a young lady, she a little older than me. And I was like, yeah, I'm changing my diet. I'm getting up in age. And she was like, all right. But I told her that before too. That's why I didn't want to tell her because I told her that before. Like I had took off for like a month. And then next thing you know, I was right back at her door, y'all. And I'm cool. Soul food is the worst shit you can eat. For real, for real. We love it because we was raised on it, but that shit is the worst. All the shit that I like to eat, it's not just soul food, Jamaican food, and Spanish food. Whether it's the Coochie Fritos in New York, whether it's Dominican, Puerto Rican food, even Ecuadorian food. I like their food, right? Those three, those are my favorite foods to eat because it's the closest to what I grew up on. I like home cooked over fast food any day in America. I don't care if it's $40 a plate. I'd rather buy that than any fast food place known to man, to be honest with y'all, right? But that shit is the worst shit to eat. It might be worse than fast food. It might be worse than, even on the fast food is super duper hyper processed, even on it's some bullshit, but it ain't gonna have all the salt and sugar like nigga food. You know what I mean? That nigga food is gonna knock you down. I could eat McDonald's and still function. Give me some baked macaroni and cheese and some fried chicken or some baked macaroni and cheese. I'm going down. I'm going down. Give me some oxtails and rice. I'm going down. I'm not gonna be able to function. I'm straight. Nope, I'm cool, y'all. I'm done. I gracefully bow out. I had my fun. Now it's time to make sure that I'm right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm getting up in age. I'm about to be 50 in 3 years. I can't keep eating like that. Joel off rice, yeah, that's good. High sodium is horrible. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, I'm straight, man. And you know that it's bad because if it's making me tired, I know it's my blood pressure and my cholesterol. I know it is. Or what'll happen too is sometimes I'll eat it and then I might have to run out and get some. And if I don't take my glasses, I could tell because now my vision is twice as blurry as it was before I ate the food. Fast food don't even do that. That nigga food will make your vision real blurry, and it's because of your blood pressure. So these last 2 weeks, I feel so good, man. I've been going to the bathroom twice a day. I got energy to move around. I'm telling you, if I was eating how I was eating, I couldn't sit on these lives for no 3-4 hours. I'd be tired. I'd be tired. I'd be sleepy. I wouldn't have the energy. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. I'm done. I like the way I feel. It's not as bad as murder. Nah, it's not. Technically, y'all, you're right. If you cook your own food, no, it's not as bad. I said something untrue. Whenever I say something untrue, please check me, cause you're right. Soul food is not as bad as fast food because that shit is fake food, right? But I'm talking about as far as sodium and cholesterol. That's what I mean. That shit is bad. It's maybe worse in its own rights because it's fake food and it's fast food. But the sodium levels in our food, y'all, come on now. Y'all, that's what I'm talking about. For me, my blood pressure, my cholesterol, but I be reversing it. And because I haven't been doing meditations to reverse my blood pressure and cholesterol, I can't eat nigga food at all. I'm straight. And I swear, y'all, this Sunday, I was like, man, it was almost a week. Just treat yourself. Just go over there. I was going to go to her and get some cabbage. That's what I was going to do. I was going to go get some cabbage and some yams and just eat cabbage and yams. But I was like, even though it's cabbage and yams, it's going to be full of sodium. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't get nothing. I was like, I'm straight. I'm cool. It's all bad. It's all bad. It's not as bad, but it's all bad. I'm gonna go get me a cookbook. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get me a cookbook on how to like do stir fry and do vegetables and all of that. And when I say stir fry, I mean with like just soy sauce and a lot of garlic, light on the salt, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna just find out and make new shit. That's what I'm gonna do. But and whatever I decide to make, if it's stir fry vegetables or whatever it is, I'm only gonna do that once a week. I'm only gonna treat myself once a week. The other 6 days, I'm either gonna be on a straight fast, a water fast, or a liquid diet. Because when you do that, I'm telling you, if you go up there and you stir fry you some vegetables, the vegetables gonna taste so good because you're gonna be hungry as hell. You're gonna want to treat yourself. So if you just eat, I ain't gonna say I love broccoli and cheese. I think I'm gonna have broccoli and cheese at least one time. But I've been cutting out the cheese. I've been leaving the cheese alone. Cheese is my weakness. Cheese is my weakness, y'all. So I've been cutting out the cheese. Even when I had the tuna fish sandwich, I didn't put no cheese on it. I didn't put no. I used 3 pieces of bread instead of making four tuna fish sandwiches. Like I usually make 3. I usually make 3 tuna melts with a bag of chips. That's what I do. I'm talking about a pillowcase bag too, y'all. I'm telling you, I was horrible. I'm straight. I do take vitamins. Man, if I show you my medicine cabinet, girls come in here, they gonna think I'm sick. They're like, why this boy got all this stuff in here? I got a lot of stuff in there. I do. I got multi. I got beet chews because of my cholesterol. I got fiber. I got garlic tablets. I got what's it? Ashwagandha. I got elderberry. Um, that's what I got. But I gotta start getting jars of sea moss again. That's what I need. I need some jars of sea moss again. Stay away from foods that add natural flavors. All bad, bro. Why? Why are foods that say all natural is bad? School me. Cheese make you spit a lot. Milk does that to me. Ashwagandha put you to sleep. Okay, Harlem Legend. Okay, y'all, we got a thanks to this man right here. He got me fake popping on YouTube. Harlem Legend. What's up, my brother? Peace, beloved. Ginger and turmeric. Yeah. Potassium rich foods. I don't like bananas. I know bananas got potassium. I do cut dairy out. I think I'm lactose intolerant. I think I am. I haven't been diagnosed it, but I think I am. Dairy's is over with dairy for me. It trip you out. Salute Harlem Legend, y'all. Harlem Legend in the building. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. All natural is definitely a loophole for something else. All natural. Avocados. Avocados taste like nothing, man. I don't know. Somebody got to hook it up. I grew up around Dominicans and they want to put avocados in everything. And I love Dominican food, but I don't know about avocados, man. It don't be tasting like nothing. Oh, ginseng bottles? Yeah. I haven't had none in a while. Yeah, you right. You right. You right. Yeah, the ginseng is good. Ginseng is real good. They say what's the name is good too. Them ginger, grab the ginger joints. They say ginger is good for your digestive system. I was having bad digestive issues, and it mostly was coming from dairy. And I was a milk fanatic, and then I dropped down to 1% because in prison they give you 1%. So I dropped down to 1%, and I still was having bad gas. I haven't had bad gas. I was having a stomach pain, and I went to the doctor, and they told me that it might have been diverticulitis or diverticulosis or acute gas. And then once they figured out it wasn't neither one, they said it was acute gas, and it came from me eating dairy. So when they told me that it was acute gas, I was like, well, let me stop drinking milk because any girl that been around me know when I start drinking milk, because I have a cereal habit too, y'all. I love Raisin Bran Crunch and regular Raisin Bran, and I put cranberry. I've been putting cranberries in Raisin Bran Crunch since it came out. Now they got cranberries in it. I don't know why I didn't take it to somebody and try to sell it to them. But anyway, when I drink milk, it's problems, problems. So I knew it was the dairy, but I love milk since a kid. I'm a milk fanatic, but it's over for milk too. It's over for milk. I got a gallon of what's 2% milk in there that's been in there for probably about a month now. I don't know why I ain't throw it out, but I ain't. It's over. I'm changing up everything, man. I'm eating straight clean. I'm eating clean, y'all. I drink a lot of water. I got a big glass thing in my refrigerator of water. Healing water is prayed over. It's phenomenal. I drink a lot of that, and then I do the infused water. Like when I make my smoothies, I take the core of the pineapple and I put it in there, or I take cucumber slices and I put it in there. I love that. I love that. So drinking ain't my thing, because I don't drink soda. Not on no healthy shit. I just never like soda. I don't drink soda. I barely drink juice. You know what I'm saying? I'm a water fanatic. So that part is cool. But I got to cut out the dairy and cut out the cheese and cut out the salt. Those are the three things. And the meat. Meat is over. That's over for me, y'all. Like I said, I'm gonna eat fish once or twice a month. Chicken, turkey, and pork and beef. I'm not eating that shit again. It's over. Maybe like sometime next year if like to treat myself or whatever, but I can't see myself. I probably would have to be like on a cruise or in another country, Jamaica or somewhere, and somebody makes some like homegrown oxtails or something like that, then maybe and I ain't even had lamb chops since I've been home. I keep telling myself I'm gonna have some lamb chop. Now I done shut the meat out and I still ain't had no lamb chop, y'all. I love me some lamb chops. I'm keeping a buck. Lamb chops and oxtails, like, it's probably my two favorite meats to eat besides chicken. And I ain't had no lamb chops in a while. And I ain't been yo, Stretch, you know what I'm saying? 214 in White Plains Road. I ain't been up there. The Gold Star to get no oxtails. I ain't had none in a minute, but something like that. I might treat myself to some oxtails next year. You know what I mean? Maybe in December or something, or, a special occasion I might, but you know what I mean? But right now, I'm cool, y'all. I'm cool. I ate that burger, man. I felt, the next day I ate a burger. I came off the live. I went in there and I fried a burger with some cheese. I had 2 burgers with onions and cheese and mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is another thing I gotta cut out. And I went in there and I ate that shit. I laid down. I went right to sleep. I woke up the next morning. I had a headache, and I don't take medication for headache. I just tough it out. Man, I had a headache the whole day. That's why I didn't come on the live. I missed the live that day. That was the only day I didn't go live. Man, that headache was like behind my eye, all the way to the side. And I was trying to meditate it out, and it didn't go nowhere. And then not only did I have a headache, but I was weak. I was drained. So then I started praying because I'm like, maybe it's not the meat. Maybe it's a spiritual attack. You know what I'm saying? I was like, maybe it's a spiritual attack. Maybe somebody over there sent something at me. So then I start cleaning up. And then it went down. But when I went to the bathroom that night, it smelled so bad, y'all. So I don't know if it was like the meat was bad. I don't know. But I know one thing. I said, I don't want to feel like that again. It's over. Yeah, the Jamaicans be having the oxtails lit. Oxtails are expensive. They is. Exercise help too. Yeah, I walked today. I went to go pay my light bill. I took a long walk. I don't know how many miles it is. I ain't gonna freestyle. But it took me like 3 hours to get back home. I took a long walk. I did. Word up. I did. I walked. I ain't walked in a minute. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm on it now, man. I'm getting too old. You gotta start taking care of yourself. You know what I mean? And spiritually, even when you gotta watch what you eat too. Because if you just eating anything, and you could pray, meditate, and all that, but you could get a parasite eating some of the stuff we eat. You know what I mean? And then the parasite will give you the suggestions that you're hungry when you're not hungry. You know what I mean? I ain't fully all the way privy of. I know about parasites a little bit, but we don't really know how powerful a parasite is. I done seen things where they saying parasites give you suggestions to be violent or to be horny and all these different, you know what I mean? I'm talking about parasites from the food, not a spiritual parasite like a demon or, a spirit a spiritual attachment. They saying that parasites do this too. And I was dealing with a female who had a dog, and while I'm with her, I've never seen these type of videos. But I don't like animals, not really. You know what I mean? When I do get my dogs and get my land, they're gonna be outside. And the people think it's cruel, but I don't want no dogs all in my bed and all that, right? So I was with somebody who had a dog and some cats, and I ended up liking the dog and the cat because I was around them all the time, right? But then I started getting all these things in my phone talking about dogs give you parasites and worms, and then so now I'm starting to Google it. So now I'm on her like, yo, you see what it said? A person that love their pet, they don't care nothing about no parasites and no worms, right? So I started thinking, I said, man, I probably got some parasites. So back then, this was about a year and some change ago, then I went on a fast, man. I fasted, then I started drinking apple cider vinegar and stuff like that, because I started thinking I had parasites. For real, we eat ice cream 3 in the morning, This was my homegirl. She was dope as hell, but we eat ice cream 3 in the morning with cookies and brownies crunched up in the ice cream, Nutella and all of that. I'm like, man, I don't really be doing this kind of shit. I probably got a parasite. Why I'm eating this old crazy weird stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cravings. Yeah, word. Dogs is cool. Yeah, they say they good, but I like dogs too, but I don't think I want them in my. I want them outside. Let them get the basement, the garage, and all of that. But like jumping around on my stuff and all of that, I don't know. Maybe because I'm not a dog. Maybe because I never had a dog. You know what I'm saying? Except a female I was dealing with, she had a dog, and I kind of liked the dog. And then my daughter got one of them teacup Yorkies, but I ain't never like. I don't know, y'all. I ain't. And you tell me they got parasites. Now it's in my subconscious mind. So I really don't like them now. Bad enough you got to get their hair off all your clothes. And then I always smell a dog too, y'all. I don't care how clean your house is. No disrespect to my animal lovers, but I don't care how clean your house is. I can smell a dog, me personally. I can smell it. I know you got an animal. And I ain't gonna say it stink, but I know you got an animal in there. So I don't know. Outside, when I get me some land and some property, I'm gonna get me 2 crane corsals or maybe some Dobermans or something big to attack somebody. They're gonna be guard dogs. I'm gonna feed them good. I'm gonna play with them outside, but they can't come in the house. You know what I mean? Maybe the basement. Maybe I'll build them one of them big old like they can have a doggy mansion. You know what I mean? They ain't gotta be outside in the cold. But we build them a nice little doggy mansion. You know what I'm saying? Let them hang out in their doggy mansion, but not in my house. God made them. Yeah, I'm not saying, please, Nancy. I'm not just saying that. I'm just saying like, I don't just want them in my space. That's all. Rottweilers are great for protection. Yeah, Rottweilers and Dobermans and German Shepherds are the 3 best. But I like the Crane Corsals. I know I'll be saying it wrong, but I like the Crane Corsals. They say they're not good with like kids and stuff like that, but they say they good guard dogs. I just want something big. Rottweilers, I don't know why I don't like Rottweilers. I don't know. I knew people that had Rottweilers. I don't know why I don't like them. I don't like Rottweilers. It'd either be like a King Doberman, Crane Corsals, or a German Shepherd. And the only reason why I like German Shepherds, but the only reason why I don't like them, it just remind me of like oppression. I don't know. German Shepherds remind me of the police. You know what I'm saying? I know they smart, they good guard dogs, but German Shepherds just remind me of the police. They do, y'all. And then, you know, being in prison too, when there be riots, you getting a riot in the prison, they got German Shepherds in jail too. You know what I'm saying? So then I used to be dirty. I got drugs. When I used to drive on the highway and you got drugs, last thing you want to see is a German Shepherd. So I think I'm like traumatized a German, no matter how, and they smart. They smart. They big dogs. I think they like the smartest dog there is. You know what I'm saying? So I would like them for that much, but I don't know. I'm traumatized over German Shepherds though. But I want one, but I don't know. Maybe because I ain't in the streets no more. Maybe I should just give a German Shepherd a try. I grew up with Rottweilers. My grandmother had one. He knows the secret of my family, and they didn't like outsiders. Yeah, they're protective. They're protective. I think those are the main 3 protected dogs: Rottweilers, German Shepherds, and Doberman Pinschers. I think those are like the 3 top. What's the name dog? Pit bulls are just I don't know. And the homegirl I had, she had a pit bull. This dog was. I never knew dogs was that smart. That dog was smart, y'all. That dog was smart. I never knew dogs were that smart. I never had one, so I wouldn't know. But that dog was smart as hell. That dog would do something, and he know. I'd be like, cause what the dog would do was because she used to sleep with the dog. So when I came around, she would put the dog out because I'm gonna sleep in the bed, right? So when we would leave, whenever we come home, you know what the dog would do? The dog would shit and piss in the middle of the bed. Like basically like, well shit, I ain't sleeping in here, y'all ain't sleeping in here neither. So this dog would shit and piss in the middle of the bed. And the dog kept doing it. So it's like after a while, I begin to know when the dog would do it, because when you would come in the house, normally the dog would be at the front door waiting when you get there. If you came in the house and she wasn't at the front door, you knew what she did. You come in the house and she ain't at the front door, I'll be like, this fucking dog. And you go in there, see the shit and the piss, and then you go And when she do something bad, my homegirl will make the dog get in the cage, right? You don't see the dog. Guess where the dog be at? The dog be right in the cage, and he be looking at you like, cover her face with her own hand and be peeking through her hand, be like, oh, she know what she did. She know what she did. I ain't know dogs was that smart. This dog was smart. Word up. I thought all dogs was dumb. Don't attack me, animal lovers. I just never had a dog, so I ain't know. But I couldn't believe how smart that dog was. Oh yeah, I seen them dogs. She smell you at the door. Yeah. Yup. Yup. I'm telling you, when you come to the door, she right there at the door all the time. If you open the door and she wasn't at the door, and it wasn't just shitting and pissing in the bed. If she got something or and she used to tear my shit up, my sneakers, never told nobody else. She was jealous, like, ah, you got this nigga in here, now he all in the bed. I can't lay in the bed no more. Now he around this nigga. So she would tear my shoes up. If I came in and she wasn't at the door, I'd be like, she did something. Tear my hats up, and every time she did something. If she was at the door when you came in, then that means she ain't do nothing. But we used to have to lock the bedroom door. That's the only reason why. If you left the door open, she gonna go shit and piss in the middle of the bed. And she knew better. She knew better. The dog was like 11 or 12. Like, it was an older dog. Like, that dog knew what it was doing. Straight shit and piss in the middle of the bed. Like, all right, you want? Oh, I ain't sleeping here tonight. Guess what? Ain't nobody sleeping here tonight. She She was come. Oh, she smelled you at the door. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She was coming. Like, I don't know, but I will get some dogs one day. But the worm thing, that shit tripped me out. It tripped me out, and it's a study. I read it on YouTube. It says something about it had like the percentage of where human beings get parasites from, worms and parasites from, and dogs was the number one. That shit kind of scared me. I never knew that. But and I was like, well, how? It said just for them laying in your bed. So it's like if the dog lay in your bed, was like the worm live outside of the body and seeps through your skin? I can't remember what it said, but it said you didn't have to kiss them. It didn't come from that. It said come from them laying in your bed. It's like how the hell you could get worms from a dog laying in your bed? Mm-hmm. Rip DMX. Oh, what is a Kango? A Kango? Oh, I know what you. That's them big ones. I seen it. I be googling the top 10 biggest dogs. That's how I know. And they got the one called the Bulldor. I seen those, and I forgot. They got a bunch of dogs. I always Google the top 10 biggest dogs because I want a big dog too. I don't want no little dog. Like my daughter got the little Yorkie. I'm like, that dog can't save nothing. What that little dog gonna do? It's just gonna bark. That's all little dogs is good for. They bark and let you know somebody's approaching. That's it. I want some dogs that if somebody come through that door or somebody in that yard, if you got two of them, it'll knock a grown man down. Because if I'm gonna be feeding this little thing, feeding it, getting it, all of because they expensive. I don't care what kind of dog you got. They all cost money. If you gonna be costing me some money, you gonna have a job, and your job is gonna be to stop somebody coming through this door or make somebody think twice about running up on this property. Just you barking and let me know something is going on. That's cool. It do give you time to situate the situation, but I'm not gonna be feeding you and you can't knock nobody down. Somebody gonna punch you over the fence. Or if we ain't here, you know what I'm saying? I want something where somebody might have to think twice. You know, two big 120-pound dogs. Somebody gonna think twice about coming on that fence. You know what I mean? Them little dogs, man, somebody gonna kick the little dog over the fence, man. That dog ain't gonna do nothing but bark. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna be feeding you, you're gonna have to have a job. You're gonna have to be the chief of security around here. You know, you can have a dog laying in the bed. People do. People do. So them real dog lovers, they be letting the dog lay in the bed. They be kissing them. And I never get that. I don't care how clean you think your dog is. It was outside. It walked barefooted in the grass that is shitting. Because you know they shit in the same spot. It go walk in the same grass that is shitting every day. It walked outside and then it come jump up in the bed. Or on your sofa. Too. Not just the bed, the couch too. I don't understand that. Nah, man. I'm cool. Mm-mm. Outside. We play with it outside, and that's cool. And if we do decide to bring it in the house, let it be in like a common area or something. Like, how sometimes you got them backyards, got to come through the kitchen and stuff like that. Maybe like, but not never in my bed and never on the sofa ever. Yeah, fleas, all kind of shit. Nah, man. They drool, they wipe their head on stuff, they wipe their mouth, their nose all on your bed. Nah, man. In my living room, nah. Heck no, we ain't doing that. Outside. And maybe have like the basement where they could go in and out the basement or something. You know what I'm saying? Build them a nice little doggy house. Get them a nice big, like something big so they could be in there warm in the winter or whatever the case may be. I don't mind now. I don't want them to just be just stuck outside, sitting outside in the cold all winter and all of that, I guess. Because they say if you train them like that, I heard like if you leave dogs outside, because I have family, in the South, and I knew a dude who had cane corsos and they left him outside all the time. But granted, it ain't that cold either. But they say like if it's an outside dog, it's okay being outside all the time because they don't know no better. You know what I'm saying? I want those type of dogs outside. Every now and again, it might could come in or whatever. You know what I mean? Every now and again, but it's gonna be trained. Don't go on no bed. Don't go on no couches. Nah, it's gonna have his little area where they can walk at and outside. That's it. Latinos invented hip hop. Yeah, Latinos invented hip hop, breakdancing, graffiti. Actually, Egyptians is Latinos. The pyramids in Mesoamerica are actually way older than the pyramids in Giza. So you're right about that. We don't give our Latino brothers and sisters enough for all they contributed to this planet. Yup. They probably invented wearing Timberland boots, wearing braids, reggaeton, the drums. They probably invented the drum and everything, man. What is a Latino anyway? What is that? Latinos. Spanish and Latinos. People kill me with these titles, Spanish and Latinos. But I guess we Americans, and Americans oppress the Africans or the FBAs, so we call ourselves Americans. And I guess that's why they call themselves Spanish and Latinos. You take on the name of whoever oppressed you, I guess, maybe. Thank you, my Latin brothers, for enlighten. Not actually enlighten me. I actually knew that. Brooklyn in the building. Okay, BK all day. Just say the indigenous peoples. True, so true, so true. Walaikum assalam. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, I'm about to get off of here. I'm gonna be on tonight. I'm gonna be on tonight, probably around 9 o'clock. I'm getting on the water thing tonight. Programming water to clean your house, to clean your body, to clean your space spiritually. We getting on the water. That's what we're gonna do. Latino location, Hispanic is a race. I mean, I could beg to differ. I could beg to differ. But all right. I peace and love. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back on here tonight around 9-ish. And tonight we're going to get into water and the healing properties of water and the consciousness of water and all the many things we could do even to heal ourselves, to clean our homes. Water is very, very powerful. It's actually a conscious entity, y'all. It's actually a conscious entity. I promise you. Peace and love and light to all of y'all. Subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed. Thank you for being here. I'll see y'all later if y'all